what
evidence
happened
do you
to
have for us to be-
distance, Eric? What happened to that? Where did that go? That was the
I
whole
told you.
thing in the beginning.
He is fucking spiraling.
They want us to think that we're an insignificant speck of dust, but let me tell you, we are so much more than dust in the wind.
At least 4 billion useless eaters will be eliminated by the year 2050.
I'm still waiting for somebody to show me gas pressure without a container.
I personally don't believe anything they say, right down to the God they claim they worship.
None of the math adds up.
You could stack up all their math books, all their science books, and even put all their degrees stacked up on top of that, and you still wouldn't be high enough to see the curvature.
This is exactly why grounding is so important.
We see too far.
We're just regular people who know we're being lied to. We're tired of it.
The bottom line is, there's only one choice left, and that's to dismantle this whole thing from the top down.
Okay, I know you're just doing your warm-ups, right? It's like la 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 la. You know?
Oh, so did I ever tell you guys? You guys know who Misfits are, right?
Yeah.
Did I? I probably already told you. I sound like an old man retelling football stories, but the dude, the singer Jerry Only, when we played Hellfest, I saw him sitting in a Prius, warming up for the stage, listening to opera, going la 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 in full makeup,
awesome.
full hair, everything.
Oh shit, they're coming in.
That is so
Oh.
great.
People are coming in.
All right.
They can hear
Unique
us
New
as
York.
soon as they're in.
Unique New York.
Unique New
The
York.
arsonist had oblique shaped feet.
Your guest, not Carl Sagan, is on an
This one
Android
again,
Chrome.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, which has a bug that causes echo. Google is working to fix it. For now, please ask your guest to wear
I'm
headphones.
sure they are.
I hope you're listening, Carl.
Yeah.
We could try to get him to the stage. Carl, you're on mute. Carl's on mute. If you see the button there where the little microphone is, it's crossed off. You got to click that and unmute yourself.
He's like, I'm doing it.
I'm doing the best I can.
I love that you're running it tonight, so I don't have to deal with any of that. That's so nice.
So,
There's nobody else down there?
no, we're just kind of chilling.
I mean,
Dude, how about homie last night, huh? He got real mad.
Oh, dude was big mad, bro.
he was schizoing out, man.
The dude that was kept invoking not a space fag.
Oh, probably nothing or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That dude.
Oh wait, was I not supposed to say his name? I'm sorry, I'm terrible.
Well,
Nobody.
I
knows
don't
who it
do
is.
that. But
All right, we got Montauk Blue.
Oh yeah, she wanted to come in.
Okay.
I don't know what was up with that dude. He used to be cool.
I know. I mean, I totally
Yeah.
get it. I know how he feels, so I kind of feel bad.
The wolves
been there.
are showing their faces. Montauk, how we doing? You got to unmute yourself. You'll see a little microphone there with a cross through it. You just hit that and it'll unmute you.
Hi.
Hey!
It took me a minute. The microphone was smarter than me for a minute there. Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
We've all been.
How's
We have-
everybody?
Yes.
Good.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Is
Thanks
there
for
anything you want
coming
to
in.
talk about?
I'm actually so excited to just talk about the subject matter in general in just a forum. This is so exciting. I've been talking about this today a lot for some strange reason. I've been getting a lot of feedback on a post that I made, and I'm just so excited to be able to talk about this on a public forum. And I've been getting a lot of support for it actually, and which has been great.
What was the
So-
post? Tell us about it.
Oh gosh, what did I say? I think I was just expressing my overall views about, the possibility of, flat Earth, and in response to Elon's shuttle going off and blasting, and how, bursting across the firmament. And somebody said, well, it was just an explosion. And I was like, well, an explosion against what? And a lot of people were like actually supportive of what I was saying. It's like, yeah, people believe this. They believe, it's in the Bible. They say they believe in God. They say they believe in the Bible. They say they believe in all these things, but yet they deny that it exists. And so, I was kind of making the point that just kind of can't have it both ways, right? So
Correct.
it was a phenomenal amount of support for the post that I put out, and which felt really good. Of course, there was a couple of people that said I was an idiot and I was crazy, and
Only a
and
couple? You're doing great then.
Yeah.
well,
Excellent.
well, it was funny is some dude put out, like, he was like questioning my reading level, and he's like, ma'am, what is your reading level? And I was like, well, I kind of, have a undergrad magna cum laude in English and journalism, and I was a, book editor, and I'm like, I have a JD, and blah. I was like, I put it out there. I was like, I'm not trying to, like, but yeah, I can read, like,
Just a
I'm not
little
in
bit.
it, and I was like, what's your reading level? And then he kind of backtracked.
Said Dr.
you know,
Seuss, but he's
Yeah.
a physician.
yeah, like, I can read, like, I'm a lawyer. Like, is that enough? Like, I also develop courses in curriculum, and that's what I do for a living. Like, I can fucking read, dude. Like, I made it through moot court. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I can
All
read.
flat
Like,
earthers are
what's your
stupid,
reading
all
level?
right?
And then he kind of digressed and was like, oh, okay.
That's what you got to understand about these guys. I mean, the only thing that they're going to have on you is some sort of attack on your own personal being. It's not
Right.
ever anything that has to do with reality. Anyone that can look up at that video and say it's an explosion and not something
Right.
else is just ridiculous, man. Where's the fire? It looks like the damn thing got vaporized.
How
so
many blue explosions have you seen in your life?
Right. Well, that's what I was kind
It
of saying. It's
glows
like
blue. That's not an explosion. What the fuck?
and you can see the ripples. That's what I was saying. It's not just about the explosion. You can see the ripples. You can see the water like ripples, like, and there was no clear mission to anything. It was like, where's the mission? It was only meant to launch. There was no destination. It was only meant to launch. It wasn't meant to do anything else.
There never is a destination.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, Elon's not a moron, so I mean, either he's trying to show us something, or I don't know. But the jig is up.
He's either trying to show us, or he's trying to bust it open, and consequences be damned that people see it.
Yeah.
We got Tim in, guys.
Who?
Tim's waiting. Why don't we bring him in?
All right.
No, Tim just
Let's do
wanted.
it.
No, hold on. Tim just wanted to sit in and listen.
Oh, he's at work.
He's
Okay.
working tonight. He just wanted to sit down there and listen as long as he can. He said if other people are trying to get in the waiting room because it can only hold 10 and we can't, we can kick him, but he wants to listen as long as he can. So I said, cool,
All right. Well, what's
out.
up, Timbo? Shout out. Yeah. keep
Love you,
going.
Timbo, what up, dog?
I think. Oh yeah, he's in the chat, so we can see him.
Yep, I see him now. Okay, cool.
We love you, Timbo. All right, so
Hey.
continue, Blue. That's you.
I'd like to think that he's not actually trying to bust it open. I don't know why, but my soul is saying, like, please tell me you're not you actually know that you can't, and you're not actually trying to do that, and that what you're actually trying to do is have some sort of demonstrative thing going on here where you're trying to disprove NASA, number one, and you're trying to literally just show everybody, because you have to prove. You can't just speak. Because look what happens when we speak, right? People just come at us. So you're trying to just demonstratively show that you can't break through, and that everything that has happened is a lie, and you're just trying to show that. You're trying to show that in every meaningful way possible, that it can't be broken through. And no matter how powerful, it can't happen. And people just have to see with their eyes. I mean, they're looking in the sky, 90 miles in the sky with clear as day, and it can't happen. and it's going to get shot down. And after so many times of him doing this, they're going to say, damn, we can't get through. And there's going to be an awakening.
God, I hope.
You know,
What's their explanation for it anyways? Because, I mean, it's really weird because they're supposedly like launching satellites into space, but they just can't get these damn rocket ships out there. It's like pretty contradictory.
Yeah.
I just don't
They get
understand.
those satellites up there all the time.
Well,
Yeah,
they
no
got,
problem.
they got Falcon up. They got Falcon up, but they said specifically that Falcon was intended to be a reusable. That was the whole mission, and that was it. And they didn't intend for Falcon to break through, so to speak. And this one, they intended it. I don't know where it
To
came
break through
from.
what? What are they saying?
Well,
they need to break
that
through?
was the whole thing. I don't know where the whole thing came from, but somehow this one got quote unquote permission to break the firmament, and I don't know where that came from, but that was the talk of the
There's a
town.
lot of narratives flying around. I think there may have been some, like the word firmament kind of implemented into it by flat earthers as kind of a troll on it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess this is the time when he was supposed to actually get his rocket completely up into space.
Yeah.
And we all know
Space.
that that's never going to happen. So
Yeah.
it didn't. And then he got, pretty defensive and was like, I don't understand why everybody's saying it blew up, but 50% accomplished and blah, blah, blah. And the only mission I see is him proving flat earth even more every time he lights one up. And mission
Right.
accomplished, Elon. You know what I mean?
Well, I have a question maybe for all you guys, because this is something I wanted to bring up on Twitter, but I didn't yet. Like, kind of like, okay, so the word space, and kind of like, it's interesting that we use the word space, and like, what is space? Because if you even look on SpaceX, if you look on their website, they kind of define space as kind of a gray area between 50 miles and kind of 100 miles. So this spaceship hit between, like, I guess 86 and 93 miles up in the air, supposedly, right? So I always say supposedly, and that is some sort of space. Like, in other words, you're beyond the clouds, okay? And that is space. But, and that's a good word for it. It's space, right? It's just a space. So is this between clouds and the firmament? Like, what is space? Like, I'm talking like when we were kids, space was like, oh, way the fuck out there, right? The universe.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking space may be that space, literal space, between when we start exiting our kind of atmosphere and starting to approach a firmament. Maybe that's what space is,
It kind of has to do with the Kármán. I mean, if you want to do the technical term, the Kármán line is what was 60 miles up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
So-
United States like acknowledges it at like 53 or something like
It keeps
that.
getting lower
Okay.
and lower.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah. Like the less
Right.
the less far that their rockets make it, they just lower it every time. Anyway.
Right. Okay. Space is 40 miles now.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
but
And then it's just all space.
rockets, when they
Then they
blow,
could say, "Oh, we told you. Now you're living in space." You see?
now
So-
you're in space. Now this rocket in space. Okay.
Troy,
fine. So
we're gonna bring
these
Troy in.
rockets-
Sorry,
But-
Montauk. We'll bring Troy in and Adam.
No. I'm just really curious. Like, what the fuck is space? Like,
Oh, it didn't
so
jump
these
out.
rockets are like, they're blowing like in space, but there's no clouds. Right? So where do clouds end? Where
Somebody
do
want
clouds
to take
end?
that one?
I don't know. I've never measured myself. I don't know for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, it just depends on the day, I guess.
but
I mean, clouds don't go much further than what, 10 miles or so, however high a plane flies.
Yeah, you fly above planes all the time, or you fly
Yeah.
above the clouds in planes all the time.
And allegedly that's like only like
30,000
Yeah.
feet.
20% of the way up to space, I guess. Would it be?
and you know why I'm
Space is
asking this?
50 miles? I don't
You know,
know.
I'm asking this, which is so fascinating, is because you all know we've seen pictures and we can see the sun within our clouds, right?
Yes.
We have
Yeah,
seen
that's where
that.
it
I mean, we've
appears.
seen
Yes.
it. We've
does
seen
appear
it.
that way. It does appear to be looking.
You know,
that
the
way.
weird ones that I find are the ones where it's like coming up underneath and the plane or helicopter or whatever is up above the clouds. Those are the ones that really get me. But you know, I can't say for sure if the sun is like within our dome where we live or in our biome, but it looks like it.
But you sure as hell never see these rockets within our clouds, and they only claim to go up to 90 miles high. That's what I find so interesting.
There's a lot interesting about what they say.
I mean,
Right?
yeah, like
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they scrape at 90 and then
our
kind of
sun is
start
like
their
that.
descend back down into the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, there's
How
that
do we
too.
judge how high it is from the ground? We have no clue. The highest
We have no clue.
The highest thing I've ever seen that is independent of NASA or SpaceX or any of that was 72 miles, and that was the Go Fast rocket, and it hit something and stopped.
And that's only because they told you it was 72 miles.
Yeah, well, this one had a thing on it, and I guess it is from Red Bull, so
Okay.
it's not fully independent, but it was someone doing a launch showing you that wasn't NASA or SpaceX or Blue Origin or whatever the hell the other one is that's never going to get to space.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I think those guys, they aren't even like set out to prove anything. I don't think, as far as like flat or round Earth, they're just
it's probably
experimenting,
accurate.
you know. But it's very telling.
All right, who that over
Blazing.
there? I can't read.
Who we got?
Oh, Blazing?
No.
Blaze it
Let's
up,
play.
dog.
You in?
Oh, is this thing on?
Yeah, this thing.
There he is.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
What's going on?
Not. I just got done eating dinner and thought I'd check this thing out, see what's going on.
Yeah, we're just a
Yeah.
bunch of bros and a broette, you know, hanging out
Broette.
and
I'm definitely a broette.
Yes.
shooting the globe, you know.
Nice. Interesting. Yeah, I was a little bit more stoned for this than I thought I would be. So,
That's cool.
You ever talk to 4 CIA agents while you're stoned before?
no, not
He
lately.
dropped out.
You can't say anything we don't already know, dude.
Yeah.
By the way,
No, I got you.
have your colon checked.
All right.
Could you imagine?
About that time.
That'd be so fucked up if he went and found out he had cancer and I saved his
Oh
life.
my
That's-
God! Way to go,
no.
Ted.
Dude, no, he's blazing it up, man. Doesn't that kill cancer cells anyways?
That's
Yeah.
true.
You're good, man.
Or at least you just think they're dead, so
Only
it doesn't matter anyway.
Only in high dosage,
Oh, boy.
so you better be doing a lot. Just keep smoking it up, man. You'll
Well,
get better.
Sure.
I do my best.
Your butthole will be okay.
What do you like? Do you do the dabs or?
No, hell no. I don't do no concentrates, nothing
No.
like that. That stuff like it would hurt my chest. You know, I mean,
Dude, I
For
tried
some
it
reason,
one time and I
even like the
literally
little
felt like-
vapes, you take like a little vape hit and then you get this sharp pain in your chest and it's no good.
Yeah. I know.
Dude,
I
me
quit-
and the wife used
Quit
to
doing
dab
that. It went away.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What was that, Death?
Me and the wife used to do dabs breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like years.
Someone needs to
Jesus.
oil their door. I don't know who it was.
That's my door.
You can just put little dabs on there. It'll be good.
WCW.
Well done.
Dude, I took some dabs one time and I literally thought, I was like, this is it, man.
The first time
It's
you
the last
do
drug I ever get to
dude,
do. I'm
the
dead.
first time you do it, it's fucking rough.
It's
dude.
intense.
My
Yeah, it's
wife
intense.
was like, "Oh, yeah, it's real bad the first time. I mean, it's good, but it's bad. You should try it, but only try it at home." 'Cause I was stuck at my friend's house for like an hour, so I was like, "All right, I'll try it." Like, I tried it, and I was like, "I'm gonna go lay down in the bed. The fucking house is spinning." Like, I've never been.
Dude, I
this
couldn't stop
high in
pacing.
my entire life. I couldn't pace, dude. I mean, maybe
I
the-
was like you when you're doing a debate, bro. I
Yeah,
was
I know.
literally like
Just
thought
pacing back
my
and
heart
forth.
was about to pound out of my chest. Needless to say, that I won't be doing that anymore. But
No?
you know, I'll take a little
Sometimes
rip
it
off
just
the
takes
J.
that once, you know. It takes that once. Like having a bad trip, like you're good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you're all set on that one. You know, you either got to take a long break or just never go do it ever
That's
again.
the thing, though. The second time I did it, it was nothing like that at all. Nothing.
Right.
It was
Dude,
just because you don't know how much to do the first time. You don't know how hard to hit it. You hit it, and you like, you almost see Jesus. I'm just saying.
Oh,
real
dude.
close.
You cough for like
yeah, your
5
shit's
minutes
raw, man. After, and then you're like, oh my god, what did I do? I immediately regret this decision. Spinning. I don't know.
Why did you do this to me?
I want a divorce. Why did you tell me to do this?
Oh,
Because
no.
you don't just go buy dabs by yourself and like, I'm just gonna try this. No, one of your friends set you up, and he puts
It
a
was
big
my
old glob
wife.
on there so
My
he can
wife
laugh
told
at
me
you.
to try it, dude. But she can
Bad
hang.
influence.
She can hang
What's your
more
life
than I
insurance
can.
policy like, Ted?
Life insurance, dude. I don't need to have car insurance, bro. Come on.
I have a question. So was like flat Earth? Was that your first major like conspiracy breakthrough for you guys, or was that?
Oh no.
No, it was not actually.
I think your brain would break if flat Earth was
Yeah.
your first conspiracy
Yeah.
theory. You'd be done.
I don't even
No,
think you'd be
I had
open
a lot
to
more
it.
coming on, but that was the first one where I was like, wow, this is a big one though. This is a big one. This was like, you know, because it was kind of like the one that questioned my school life, I guess. The one that questioned like, oh, this is what I was taught in my youth. You know, this is, you know, went against everything I was taught in school, you know.
Right.
What was your biggest one? What was your biggest major blow?
Major blow before, like first, or like
Just in overall,
what hit-
what was your biggest
I don't-
your biggest blow that was like, whoa, you know?
Mandela.
Oh, yeah, Mandela. But I don't
The
know if
Mandela
Mandela
effect.
even counts as a conspiracy theory. Does it?
It's like a gate. It's like a gateway one, I think.
I think for me, George Floyd like hit me kind of hard. Like that was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Who's that?
When that,
No, I'm just kidding. But well,
no, that hit me kind of hard. I was
Now
like,
I'm curious.
no way.
So what
Yeah.
part
What
of it?
about it?
Well, the fact that it was a hoax, like it just like it
The way
hit
it
me.
was
I was
covered?
False flag?
it was indeed a
like the
hoax.
whole thing. I was like,
Yeah.
when I realized that whole thing was a setup, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it was just one more thing, you know, in the belt of lies that just was like, dude, everything's a lie. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, literally this too. Like,
I don't know the
you know, I
last
was
thing I saw on TV that wasn't a lie. It's all a
Yeah.
lie. The commercials are lies,
well,
and
totally.
and
Like,
before
every
I was
fucking
fully
thing.
awake,
Yeah.
I used to watch commercials and be like, "Why are they fucking lying? They're just totally lying.
Right.
Why don't they just all tell the truth and it would level the playing field?
Yeah.
Why do they all have to lie?"
Yeah.
This was when I was like 15. I'm like, "Oh my god, what is going on?"
Unfortunately, I didn't really realize to kind of recently. I'm 49, and so I regret to inform you that I didn't realize to kind of recently that you know, some of this stuff was horseshit, and
Some of
I
it.
feel guilty because, like, you know, my kids are adults. My youngest is 20, and you know, I let them watch Disney movies. I had no fucking clue what was going on. So, you know, I'm kind of a late bloomer, so to speak, as far as
I
conspiracy
know, but I'll
theories.
say this:
I didn't
I
know what was going on.
enjoyed Disney movies when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
yes, there's messed up stuff in it, but I know it's all bullcrap now, so it's not like it can completely
Yeah.
brainwash you. It can't. It
Yeah,
can't
they
can't
overrule
keep you
everything
forever.
else. They're fucking trying, yes, but fuck them.
Yeah.
And
I feel like they're like trying to manifest or something because when you're a kid, you're not going to understand any of it
no,
anyways.
like even if
No,
you
I
go
had no
buy
clue.
something for your kid, like people who have little kids now, don't feel guilty like getting them something. I mean, I'm gonna get shit for this, but if it
Yeah.
makes your kid happy, your kid isn't in the psyop. Your kid, like,
Yeah.
like
No, of
maybe
course
don't
not.
let
But
them
like, I had
watch
no
the
idea all
movies
the
too much. But
pedophilia, which was in these films. Like, I had no fucking. Of course, I didn't have any idea. Like, how would I? Right? Like, how would I know? But like, I feel bad, of course, like as a parent, not cluing in sooner. I just feel this guilt, right? I just feel this guilt. Like, I just had no fucking clue. You know,
I look at it like silly rabbit tricks are for kids. If you want to enjoy the tricks, you can enjoy them while you're a kid. But once it's time to grow up, you got to grow up and realize it's all a trick.
So
I
at
mean,
3
Nice.
years
listen,
old, no Santa.
I became awake when I became awake, and I'm just glad I became awake. I'm just grateful for becoming
Isn't
awake.
it weird that a lot of people are right now? Isn't that
Yeah, it's
isn't
really
that
Totally,
a
like,
coincidence?
well, you know what? Twitter, hello. Like he, it is what it is. It took this long. It took as long as it took, and I'm I'm not going to turn a blind eye now. Now I'm like,
it's
hello.
not there yet though. Like a lot of us think it is, but
No.
literally some dude today stepped in. I think it was Rufus's post. I don't know. I just see him in attack. But it was dude, everyone knows the earth is a globe. You can literally watch boats go around the curve. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
And
Wow.
Bill commented on it
Yeah.
like, oh look, day 1
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. You must be new, like new. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you ask people out in public, which I do a lot, what their
Yeah.
biggest globe proof is, and boats going over the curb is like 50% at least, maybe more even.
Oh damn.
That's like their go-to.
I don't
You
get
know?
it. They think you can see boats go over the curve, but they also tell you that you can't see the curve. It's so ridiculous. Bill,
Not for nothing,
watching
but
the room?
like,
Are you watching the people down below?
I am.
Are they really? Is everyone really afraid?
That's why
to
I'm
come
going.
in?
I'm literally just going to everybody that's talking crap about me on X right now, and I'm just dropping the link.
Yeah,
dropping
I'm
the link.
watching.
Dropping the link.
Drop
Like,
it under everybody.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
it now.
Most people have never looked into it though, and that's the thing. So
Not your
when you
own
get, when you
freaking
get
eyes.
those
What
people
about what
who
you
are
can
like
see?
attacking you that don't know a lot about it,
Yeah.
those are the people you can reach, And
Well,
as far
I'll
as
tell
you
you,
were,
as a lawyer, like I have a lot at risk, posting this stuff, and I did take down my JD because I have somebody in the family. He's like, as a recruiter, you should take that down. I was like, oh, fine, whatever. And I have some family members who've come against me recently, and they're like, really like kind of excommunicating me recently, which has been very hurtful. And I took my JD off my name. I took my name down, and I'm like, okay, hope this helps. Although I've been willing to have my real name there, but I understand, and I don't, I understand it's a risk, to be a lawyer and have my views out there. I haven't, been ashamed of them, but other people in my family have been like, take my picture down. I don't want to be associated, which has been very hurtful. I've never been that way, but I can see like some people just, they don't want to be associated. But I'm not ashamed of my views whatsoever. Whether my JD's behind it, it doesn't matter to me. But I've taken it down for their sakes. But I do see how, as an attorney going forward, yes, some people might say, oh, this person's a conspiracy theorist, and I don't want them to represent me or etc. But I also think that's very sad, because that's just my personal beliefs, and it would never interfere with my representation, which is just really, really sad,
Well, maybe at some point you're gonna have to like turn your niche around to flat earthers or people of this sort, because like I'm saying, yes. Well, dude, I know one guy who's like he's going off about how he's trying to defend himself against I don't know, like the Ministry of Taxation in Canada about
dude,
saying
I
that
think
they've
I'm gonna
been
set up a
lying
practice
about
in
the flat
Antarctica.
Earth. They've been lying about the flat Earth,
I
so my
want to set up
taxes
the
are
first
invalid,
practice in
kind of thing.
Antarctica and be like representing all Antarcticans.
You're gonna have
to
all right, give me 1 second, guys. We
All
got
Eskimos.
Evil Ted
Yeah,
in the green
exactly.
room.
Hold up.
Evil Ted's in the green room, but I got to tell him it says device is not connected, so you have to activate your microphone at least, and you don't have, you can keep the cam off.
Dude, he's coming in here to ruin things.
No problem.
You better double think.
Nobody
Nobody
wants to see me on a Sunday night, so
yeah, no,
you got
no,
the curlers in.
You're good.
I'm also not feeling well. I'm kind of sick, so that's not gonna happen.
Okay, wait. Evil Ted's in the building.
Like sick or like.
I just saying, like, I even reached out to Elon, like at the beginning. I was like, hey, can I write the Mars Constitution? Because I would freaking love to do that. Like, just you can have some input. But like, no, I would
Ted's
love to like.
nemesis is in the building.
What's up, Evil
Hello.
Ted?
Greetings.
What's
Evil
up?
Greetings.
Ted.
Yeah. Greetings.
I follow.
What's up?
Say hi to Montauk.
Hi.
Hello,
We
how are
were
you?
just talking about. I'm a lawyer, and I was just talking about how I would love to like represent the Antarctic people in their rights, and like maybe write the Mars Constitution and whatnot. I was just running off the mouth.
Nice.
Evil.
Very
I'm the only
interesting.
girl here, so I gotta, run off of the mouth, obviously.
You're cool. You're chilling.
Are you trying to kill me, Evil Ted? Is that what this is about?
Yeah, what are your motives?
I come in peace. I come in peace. Absolutely.
What's going on, brother? What brings you here tonight? You just coming to hang out, chill, talk to us a little
Yeah,
bit?
I mean, I love you guys. I love your vibe, right? I love the that obviously the rocket crash, whatever you want to call it. I think it's waking up a lot of people. I think
Yeah, man.
it's unavoidable, right? Like, even if you wanted to debate it, there's not really any sense. But in my opinion, I mean, you have a vessel that big that's full of theoretically that much fuel. By the time it reaches whatever altitude it allegedly crashed, it's going to be expended on fuel. So what was the explosion, right? To that degree. So, I mean, I don't really think personally on my end there's much need to debate it. I think it's from my perspective, it's pretty self-evident. But there's still a huge majority of people that claim to be of an opinion but can't see the truth when it's, in my opinion, again, displayed right in front of their face, right?
Yeah.
It looked exactly like the Project Fishbowl explosion.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes, it
Dead
did.
nuts, exactly like it.
So what does that tell you? If it looks exactly like something and it's been replicable over the course of how many decades, it means that there's a fixed phenomena occurring, right?
Like a fixed outcome.
That's right. Like there's something occurring that's replicable over that time. So there has to be a
Do
phenomenon
you
that's
think
occurring
do
that's
you think they plan to land, or do you think they plan to explode?
I don't think they have the capability to land. I think it's CGI when they show rockets coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
And I don't think that there's any possible way for them to come back. I think that, I mean, you want to get out there and, go off of whatever kind of conspiracy theory you want, but the concept of having a place like the Bermuda Triangle being, for all intents and purposes, a no-go zone and a place of intrigue and mystery and fear, to be honest with you, well, that seems to be right in the flight path of the arc of all these rocket launches from Cape Canaveral, right? So you have a dead zone in the ocean where all this stuff from the older launches were splashing down theoretically. I don't think there's any possible way of anything landing. I think they send these things up, knowing that I have no idea, right? Like, I don't know if once you get to that altitude, things get stuck. I know that NASA is the biggest consumer of helium on the planet. So, I mean, it would make sense theoretically to be able to launch something with a helium balloon and have it stick to a degree using buoyancy in a layer of atmospheric water that's at that altitude. Kind of like a balloon in the water. Like under the ocean, you could float something that would theoretically remain as deep in the ocean as you wanted to. I don't understand why you couldn't do that above if that was the case. It's all fascinating stuff. Again, you can theorize until you're blue in the face. And at this point, with how much has been happening over how long, I think it would be disingenuous to think that they don't know what they're doing.
I agree with you. I think they know exactly what they're doing. I think Elon knows a lot more. Let me ask the group, where do you think Mars is? And I'm going to tell you where I think it is, and then you can answer. I think Mars is outside the Antarctic gates on Earth, so to speak. And I'm going to ask you guys where you think it is.
Anybody want to take that one?
I mean, I don't know. We can only speculate, but I would
Oh,
just
Montauk,
imagine
we
that
have
it's a
you
light
turn-
in the sky.
Hold on one second. Montauk, can you turn your phone down? I'm assuming you have it on
Or
speaker.
mute
Yeah,
yourself
sorry.
when you're not talking, or because
There you go,
There we
cool.
go. Yeah, that goes. We good?
Go ahead, Rufus.
Oh, I was saying, I mean, all we can do is speculate because no one's ever been there, but it's definitely not in outer space, and it just looks like a
Dude,
light in the
they
sky to me.
I don't. There's
Trips
rovers
there
there now.
all the time. You can take a cruise there, Rufus. Come on, man. When we talk about this conspiracy thing you got going on over there, you know.
Come on, man.
I don't know if it's just another luminary or if the quote-unquote planets are suns that are circling the outer lands. I don't know, but I do know it's not a planet, whatever the hell that is, that's millions of miles away. It's just not.
Right.
It's just not. We would not be able to see it. If it was that far away when you zoomed in on it, it wouldn't get bigger. You can't zoom in on a building in New York that's way closer, but you can zoom in on Mars that's millions of miles away or however fucking far it is. It just doesn't make sense. It makes
Hey,
no
Timbo,
sense at all.
I'm going to cut in. Timbo, you mind dropping out for a second? For a little bit? Then we can get somebody in here. I got Dixon coming in.
Speaking on that, Ted, you know, I do a lot of star watching with my camera, and as far as NASA has explained to us, these planets or the planets are all sorts of distances away from each other and all sort of different sizes. But when you zoom in on them with the camera, they all look the exact same size.
Yeah, just like stars. How do we see them all relatively the same size, same brightness, if they're all millions of miles apart and all different
they're
sizes?
trillions of miles. They're trillions.
Yes.
Not even billions. They're trillions
So,
of miles
Montauk,
apart.
Yes.
Are you okay with dropping out and just listening for a little bit?
Or just rotate
Yeah, of
people
course.
through.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we're just gotta. Okay, awesome.
What
It
do
was
you need me
awesome
to
talking
do?
to you. Yeah, just go ahead and drop out and because otherwise
You can
or I
drop
could
her out.
remove
Yeah,
you.
just
Yeah.
remove from. Yeah, there you go.
For our listeners that are new to this and new to like understanding what NASA is saying to us and how much bullshit it is, they're literally telling you that these stars are thousands of light years away, meaning that it takes thousands of years from the light from that star to reach us, traveling at the speed of light. That's how far away that they say these stars are, to make sense of the fact that the stars never change in the sky. And they say that it's going to take thousands of years for their parallax to even change whatsoever. It's ridiculous.
Can I ask a quick question, guys?
Yeah.
Hang 1 second. Dixon, you there? Go ahead and unmute. You'll see a microphone button with a little line through it. You go ahead and click that. You can unmute. Go ahead, Evil Ted, while he's figuring that one out.
Yeah, thanks, guys. My question to the forum is, what was it individually? Everybody I've ever talked to that's on board, there was one instance, there was one data point, there was one big kick in the pants eye opener that did it for them, and I was curious to know what that was for everybody.
Gas pressure without a container.
Me too.
When somebody said that for the first time, it clicked immediately, and I was like, "Oh shit! It's flat as fuck, and there's a dome."
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know.
Me too.
Me, it
Very
was that I
nice.
could see too far. Once I started seeing
Nice.
people zoom in past where we were supposed to see, and they can claim their refraction and all that, but show me how you gauge that refraction. Repeat it so you can prove what's causing it and what it is in a lab, and show me a gauge on, okay, if there's this much moisture in the air, there's this much refraction with this much light.
Right.
And you should be able to do it, but you can't. They just slide the ruler wherever they need it to make up the bullshit they want to make up. And that's pseudoscience, and I can't accept that. I just can't.
Fair enough.
I think mine was when I found out that people were accusing space of being fake, because I just couldn't get past the fact of like I didn't understand that like flat earthers believe that space was fake. So I just always pictured that disk floating in outer space with all the other spherical planets out there, you know, like the popular Globey
that
meme.
ridiculous meme.
You know, the number one, and I just couldn't get past that. And then I think my buddy told me about it and like brought it up that space was fake, and I saw it was sending me pictures of, you know, the horizon being flat 200,000 miles up in the sky, and then, you know, after that it was over. I just, you know, for me, I wanted to be able to check it off my list of conspiracies that were bullshit, and just like everyone else, you know, once you start looking into it, unless you're just blind or don't even want to come to the realization that it might be true, then, you know, it's over.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So for me, it was the psychological aspect of it. Like when you really just sit down and think, like water sticking to a ball, flying through space at 66,000 miles an hour as we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, going through this infinite I don't feel anything. Nothing, you know? And then like people upside down, like, wait a minute. like when you really start thinking about it, like this is of course after I was exposed to flat earth in a hole, and then it was just like, oh my God, like it is really that ridiculous. Our equilibrium in our body would tell us otherwise, dude. You could even feel it when you're a little off balance, right? You know what I mean? Like, so for them to say, oh, it's just if you're ever been in a car, you throw a penny in the air and da. It's just like, stop it, dude. Not even the same. Try it on a motorcycle, buddy, with no container.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, and tell me you have the same result. Like, I mean, it's just absolutely absurd, you know, but people are so sold on it, man. They're so sold down the river. They believe what they're told. It all makes sense to me. The math checks out. It was given to me in this nice package deal with a pretty bow on it. How could it be wrong? You know? And it's wrong. It's just crap, you know?
Yeah.
And it goes back, like I always tell people, like it's so hard for me to debate people like, oh, I want to debate the physics with you on it. Like I don't, because I don't give a shit, because it's all crap.
I'll debate the physics all day. How does the globe Earth model defy the second law of thermodynamics?
All the time.
Please explain that to me.
Yeah.
You just don't understand a grade.
Gravity.
Okay?
Gravity.
You don't know how selective it is, Rufus. Okay.
That's just a misunderstanding of the second law of thermodynamics, Rufus.
So good.
It's just garbage, man. It really is.
If you ever want to stop a globie in their tracks when they're talking about like the centrifugal force, I always come to this and they never have a response. It's like, okay, so, you know, the train car, yeah, you're right. You throw a penny up and it falls back down and it's as if you're not moving. But at what point is that train car rotating? Please explain this to me.
All the time.
Yeah.
And they just ignore. They just drop off and don't even respond.
Have you ever been on a roller coaster, Rufus? That
I have.
What's going on with Dixon? What happened there?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask Dixon, are you? If you want to just chill, I could take you back off stage. You could chill and listen a little bit, and we'll bring Montauk back up because I know she wants to talk.
Is there really no one else down there? I'm calling out all the globies.
I know.
All the
No one.
globies. Oh,
Okay, you're just
show
chilling.
up, Ed.
So
All right.
drop it back down.
All right.
What was that,
Let me
Dev?
drop you a little bit.
They can't show up. They have, other stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
like
They got
blowing.
jobs, Ted.
How SGM reposted that other shill dudes that talk shit on us post. I don't even remember his name. And I was like, don't you guys run into each other at the FBI bathhouses? I don't think he responded. He didn't say anything back.
He didn't.
Montauk, come back in. I think
He didn't. He didn't reply to me either.
There she is.
I know. They never do. They never reply.
Oh, you have a
Not on a Sunday.
Hey,
This is
Evil
the
Ted.
Lord's Day.
You mind?
Yeah.
You mind falling back for a minute? We can bring a.
Absolutely. I got some household stuff to get taken care of here, guys. I just wanted to say that I love the vibe. The show's great, and I'll continue to annoy everybody on Twitter.
Awesome. We
Yes,
love it. Thank
dude.
We
you.
love you, Evil Ted.
Yeah, you're the
Yes.
man.
All right, take care, guys.
Later.
Thanks, brother.
All right, love you. Bye.
That was a hard
Oh, your
love
camera's
you.
on again. Oh, there it is.
That's
She's
a
making death
hard
work.
love
She's
you.
trying to make death work overtime.
All right. Canadian Patriot.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
You are in, my man.
What's up, my dude?
Go ahead and hit that unmute.
God damn, gentlemen, what's good?
What is
Shit.
going on?
You're
up,
good,
brother?
man.
Dude,
Man, I
coming
just saw
in.
Death. I just ended my space. I saw Death sent it, so I gotta come in and say what's up,
we
boys.
love your spaces, man. I love them. I try to listen to them at work. You didn't send me a few of them, dude. I'm offended, but I'm like, cool with it.
Shit.
But if this keeps happening, no.
Dude, it's hard, man, because it's hard
So
sometimes.
many people want you to
Well,
send it.
nah, it's not even that, dude. It's just as soon as I start a space, I usually send an initial batch out, and then sometimes it just gets haywire right off the bat,
No,
So
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
I know, bro. Yeah, I know. It's all good. So what's going on?
Keep sending them, man. I one of these days I'm gonna pop in and chat with you guys, but you got to catch me at the right time. It's
He's
usually
in a
at
different
work.
time
I throw it
zone,
in.
too,
Yep.
so.
Oh, dude, when Death was in on Friday, man, it was hilarious. He was up talking and everything, and then he went down to listener for the rest of the day. But we kept mentioning him, man. He kept coming up. It was hilarious.
Death talking to space?
It was a fun time.
Yeah, man, it was good times,
You
man.
barely
That's
get him to
hilarious.
talk here.
I know. Death's cheating on us. He's fucking behind our back.
I talked to him for 15 minutes on my break. That was the only time I had. But I was playing Jamie the whole time. I was just looking up everything that they were talking about and shooting shit down in the comments.
Nice.
Oh, dude, it was wild. You're friggin' fire fast on the comments, man, as we're talking for sure.
That's awesome. That's what he does. What was it mainly about?
What, today?
What?
Yeah.
Today's space was a bit interesting, man. We got into is it God's word or is it man's word, right? So
Nice.
we had an interesting crowd. A lot of Bible sorts were out, very strong. Some feelings were definitely hurt, and that's how it goes when you get religion into it. So
we deal with Globies all the time.
oh, dude, it's the same thing, just different, man. That's exactly what it is. It's a religion, dude. Like you guys know, I'm sure you know more than most, right? Those Globies get all offended easy.
Emotional.
This is true.
Oh, look, Phantom's here too.
Phantom.
What up, Phantom?
Unmute, my guy.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I just noticed you guys are doing a podcast today. I just stopped by to say what up. Got my buddy Canadian Patriot in the building.
Yes, sir.
What up, Phantom?
This is a third podcast of ours you've been on, Phantom. You hold the record now. I love it.
He is a
Good.
Phantom, huh?
Love
He
it.
just kind of pops
yeah.
up and shit. He's like, "What's going on?" Then he just leaves. He's like,
I love it.
Hopefully, they throw my name at the end of all those names like Bill, Ted, Def, Rufus, and Phantom.
Yes, sir.
And Phantom.
Yes, sir.
Yo, this isn't fair, guys. I'm looking for my fucking laughing emoji. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, we don't get to cheat around here. You got to actually laugh at our sorry jokes.
Ooh, can we talk about it? This isn't coming out, right? We can talk about it right now.
What? Talk about
What's
what?
that?
Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, yeah, we can do that.
That's
Okay, we're
true.
doing
Our
we're
first space.
Go
ahead.
there you go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna show up.
Yeah, we're doing one on Wednesday night. And we're gonna title it "Globble Globble" for Thanksgiving.
He's like, that's a stupid fucking name.
Yeah,
No, dude.
Which one of y'all came up with that?
I'm definitely gonna make it. I love coming to all your stuff. I watch all your videos, everything. I'm watching all your content. You guys are good, man. You make a good team.
Awesome. Thank you, brother, man.
Thanks.
You guys
dude.
are doing it
Honored to
big.
hear that from you, man.
Yeah, you guys are putting in a lot of work with these.
I want to
spaces.
know how you guys do it. I feel like you're just on a spaces 24/7.
For real.
They are. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
Well, we've been touching on everything. We're really trying to find the truth, and even with this current rocket situation with Elon Musk, the shit looks like it's hitting the firmament. We found the Masonic Bible the other day. Now we're looking at. We're not even looking at flat Earth at this point. We're looking at like concave, cellular, flat, round Earth, all at the same time. Like I don't know. It just feels like a lot is happening. And I think 2024 is going to be a really interesting year for the whole human race.
For sure.
Oh, it is. It is. We got Brian's in the green room too. Brian's sweet.
Oh, Brian, what up?
What
You know,
up, Brian?
he's always gonna represent.
I'm gonna try to freaking get Brock Riddick up in here
For real.
That would
because
be
Hell
he's in
yeah,
my
that'd be
he's in my
crazy.
DMs. He's retweeting me. I know he's retweeting you guys. We need to get him up in here and see what he got to say about the situation because he's been real silent, and I'm trying to get him to talk.
He's been opening up a little more in his posts. I noticed, like he's starting to drop some like hardcore knowledge, like outside of just the, you know what I mean, the glossing over of everything and just sharing posts and stuff. Like he's been getting on the deets a little bit, the details too, and I noticed that. So
He's been down in the comments a good bit, hadn't he?
yeah, he has. He has.
And that Caleb kid, if he could ever get off his high horse, I would love for you guys to have him on too, so that we can at least hear something from him on record with you guys.
We're gonna have.
So
him
we're gonna
on.
work on that,
We've
and
been
we're
talking
gonna
to him,
yeah, we're gonna talk to him too about. So his whole thing, and I hopped on his space for like a minute the other night, and just talked to him like normal. You know what I mean? I didn't really want to even talk flat Earth, and that was the only reason why, because he kept throwing the request, so I picked it up, and like I did kind of ease into it a little bit, like a lot of people just aren't used to your overbearing style, if you will. You know what I mean? I was trying to be like just nonchalant with it and just kind of ease it in a little bit, but we're definitely going to bring that up. Like, I mean, you got to expect people you got to work with people, right? It just can't be all your way, no way. You know what I mean?
But, be careful. Be careful with that guy, gentlemen. Be careful with him.
I think he can do whatever he wants.
This is true. He can do whatever he wants. But
see how it goes.
All I know is this. He just blocked me for making a suggestion, and now he even unfollowed Sacred, who's like my Flat Earth Friday idol. So I didn't even understand. I mean, fine. I would jump in the gun for Sacred, jump in front of the gun. So fine, block me. But why you gotta unfollow Sacred? Why you gotta do him like that? He's so good. He invited the dude.
I think he followed him back.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that goes sometimes too, man. I mean, I've followed people, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm not following. One time, Bill, I was following Bill, obviously, and one day I just look at his profile and I'm not following him anymore. And I'm not saying that's what happened, but
that's totally true. You're right. That's
I don't want to jump to conclusions first, because I think they're kind of like correlated too. And him and Witsit are homies, and Witsit's been shouting out Flat Earth Fridays and everything too, and putting a lot of attention on the Flat Earth Fridays. So I can expect that to grow a lot because he's got a ginormous audience. So they're doing good things, and I feel like we could reconcile all this, man. I feel like it was kind of a misunderstanding, and that dude just recently started to hop on Twitter and was using other platforms and doing his own thing. And, I respect that too, but, it could be done a little bit more tastefully. I do agree with you. I just want to discount people right away, man.
For sure. No. And like I said,
I hope it was a misunderstanding.
I do, I just want to bring it up too.
For sure.
Like it is our responsibility to at least bring it up and discuss our side. And if he can see that, it was just a little overwhelming, for lack of a better way to put it. Like it was all at once he came out, you know what I mean? Like 100, just gunning 150 miles an hour. And Phantom meant nothing but just to like, hey, you might, one of us can just moderate it a little bit and this and that. And I think he was just super pumped, super hyped. And it was just like F the world. And I've seen him on his TikToks too, right? Like it's pretty wild, dude. Like he's yelling at I don't want you freaking flat earthers coming on. And I mean, I know a lot of it's his shtick, right? Like it's his whole thing that he does, but a lot of it he's just dead serious. Like he's just in this moment, like he's got it all laid out, and he's just one by one knocking them out, and like laughing at them and talking shit, and like they're getting so angry, and he gets them so riled up, dude.
Watching him in the lives, it's like Ready Player One Flat Earth edition,
It is, and that's not even a joke.
Or Tron or something like that. I don't know.
I got a good question for
The
you
Last
guys.
Starfighter. There we go.
I got a real good question for all of you guys. Do you think that we're making progress in the flat Earth movement?
150,000%. And I hate when people say over 100% because there's nothing to that. But this is.
This one,
I'm just fucking saying this is.
Dude, a couple years ago, you get like no traction on anything from flat Earth, and now it's like, people are open to it, and you see all those polls, however it may be. I know like probably a lot of flat earthers are sharing those polls, maybe more than the Globies. Maybe the Globies should try a little harder sharing those polls because they're getting their asses whooped on every single one.
Well,
and we're talking like tens of thousands of votes.
I'm under the belief that there's really not that many of them.
Right?
Yeah, bro. The globe model's dying slowly, man, along with their followers. It's very apparent, 100%.
Like in everything that the system tries to do, tries to make you feel alone. And I think that they have lost full control in a bad way. And I don't think that there's hardly any of them left. It's just hard you got to get everybody together,
I don't know, man. I'd say like, the people who I'm around in the public, I don't know if they're not ready to admit it or they don't even, I think most people just don't even think about it.
Well, think about how scary it is, Rufus. Like, I don't even want to talk about this shit with my family for the first, 10 years that I knew about it, Well, 6 years. Okay. But I mean, I think there's a lot of people who are walking around not talking about it because they're scared.
It's really troublesome because then you call into question the governments of the world lying to everyone and, wasting all that money that they tax us for and give to NASA and all that kind of shit. It really makes you start to question reality so much that you almost get like paranoid schizophrenia or some shit that you like, at some point you don't even know what's real anymore because they're lying about absolutely everything.
Yes.
Damn good point.
Well, Elon's doing us a service as well. I mean, that rocket hitting the firmament yesterday, man, got a lot of people wondering what the fuck is going on.
He is the best flat earther out there.
I know. I can't believe the page 1 of the Bible is trending right now.
So good.
Hell yeah.
So good.
That's why I was like, I did that stupid post. I know a lot of people don't get it, but the people who follow us and know us will get it. When I'm like, I don't get why everyone's talking about the firmament. Like, it's on fucking page 1 of the Bible. Why haven't you been talking about it forever?
Right?
Like 17 times.
Isn't it right there where God made the planets? Is that where it was?
Right there.
No? Oh, okay.
Rufus, did you do that on purpose?
Let's not talk about that. We'll talk about that once we're off the air. Because I have a bone to pick with you, Rufus. The text you sent today really lit me up, bro. We're just gonna talk about it later. But
would you say there's 17 bones to pick?
I would say yes. There's 17 bones to pick.
I'm not that quick. I'm not that bright.
Well,
just say that.
That's not true.
That's not why you're here.
Dude,
you're here to make me look good, all right? And you're doing a shitty job of that lately because you're looking too good. No, I'm kidding.
And I know he's listening.
Who?
McToon. But you got haymaker by Rufus, dog.
Dude,
you got lit up. Rufus threw a haymaker on him.
Not only did he get haymakered by Rufus, but I guarantee you that he jerked off to getting haymakered by Rufus later. Because all of these fucking Globies are clearly into being abused because they just keep coming back. They just keep coming back.
So true.
They love it.
I mean, they only see what they want to see, too, because even Soy Man Dan came out today and put a tweet out, too, saying, oh, crickets, good post, McToon. And we both put a post out and destroyed him, and he acted like he didn't even see it, and it's right down there in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
He might have you muted.
Me and you?
He might have you guys muted
I
because
don't
you don't have
care.
to block someone. You could just mute them.
Dude,
You can't call someone out and then mute their ass, dude.
Oh,
what kind of bitch move
what
is
about
that?
the other faking space dude that blocked us and then he made a post about talking shit on us? Not before
After
he blocked us. Exactly.
Yeah, he was like, I got 2 out of the 4, right? I saw that.
And
Fucking
how?
idiot.
No, the other dude. That's Flurf Slayer. I'm talking about the supposed flat earther faking space that insinuated that we're CIA agents or some
Not a globe.
shit. I don't even know.
He called me a Jew.
Oh my god. Oh
He
my
did.
God.
You know who we're talking about, right, Phantom?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I've been seeing all that in that group that we're in, the level heads.
Yeah, dude, he blocked.
Represent.
I think he has like a block all button or something because that man was able to pull that shit off quick, dude. Quick. It's like he went down everybody's list, like who these guys following.
Dude,
and he's like,
I would love to, dude, it would be like the greatest day of my life. And please, Death, when we put out little clips for the episode, put this one out. I would love for anyone to show a sliver of evidence that I'm a shill, that I don't believe what I say, that I've ever been a part of any fucking secret society, that I've ever been a part of any government agency, that I've ever been a part of any law enforcement thing, because I know with 100% certainty that you can't. So fucking bring it on.
Bring that shit, motherfucker.
You can't. None of those motherfuckers would have me, I assure you, even if I wanted to. Dude, I can't pass an FBI background check. Come on. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's true though, man. Listen, if y'all finding this randomly somehow and you're listening to us, go follow Bill, Ted, Rufus, and Def. Your mind is gonna get blown, especially if you don't know about Flat Earth or none of that shit. You're gonna leave that shit fucked up. Follow them on Twitter, man. For real, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down, give someone else a chance to talk. To watch a movie with my girl. I can't wait to see this on YouTube, though, man. I love you guys. I love you, Canadian.
Tell your girl we said what up, and we love
Take it
everything
easy,
you
brother.
do, man.
Yep, love you too,
fucking man,
Phantom.
dude.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, yo, you guys, thanks for having me in, and I'll catch you soon in the Spaceverse, everyone.
What's next for the space before you go? Yeah.
What's that?
What are you guys gonna talk about next time?
Yeah,
on the
and
space?
tell everybody you're at so they can follow you.
Yeah.
So when you post your spaces, they see it. More people need to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, man, I really hope no Bible study again, but conspiracy only.
Gets a little heated.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I had somebody in there today that got all pissed off and blocked me. Somebody that I actually follow because they said it's an anti-Christian space because we let a Muslim speak. Figure that out.
Wow.
Fucking some
Yeah.
people are so
dude.
out there,
That's
dude.
the thing about
Out there.
religion, man. I mean, nothing is
Yeah.
gonna divide people more than that.
Oh, dude, it's the original. It's the original divider, bro. It's language, religion, and location, dude. That's it.
Yep.
And what
Those
has
are the
caused
ones.
more war than anything in history, too?
That's it. But yeah, war in the name of God, right? That makes sense.
Religion.
But yeah, you guys take it easy, man. I will catch y'all soon.
Thanks for rolling in, man. It's
Oh,
my
hell yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Easy.
Yo,
Brian.
Mr. Sweet
Brian, what
in
up,
the house.
dog?
What's up, guys? How you
Oh,
doing?
and guys, wait a second. We have we got somebody here. I don't know if you guys know him or not. Hold on, let me see.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought it was McToon
Oh
at
no!
first.
Or maybe he was just listening. Oh, he's like,
I just saw
didn't
the
give permission
M.
for that. He just hauled
Got
ass.
scared.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm Mr. Rife.
Brian, did you change your profile photo at one point?
Yes, he did.
When?
I don't know, like a couple months
You
ago.
tell us.
Yeah, you
Well,
tell us.
I have many times, yes.
What was that last one?
I
It was
actually
like
have-
King Leonidas or something.
Well, the last one I had up there was actually my picture of me, and then the one before that was just some dude smoking a cigar. You know, being a
Right
bad-
on. You had like a commando-looking dude, right? Or
Yeah,
something like
that
yeah.
guy. That guy.
This one suits you well, man. I love it.
I know.
Oh, you know.
From Con
got
Air.
three-
That's what it's from, right? With the sweet
But
mullet.
yeah, man.
That's
on it.
Well, that's the breeze from 1,000 miles an hour blowing into his hair.
I'm telling you, man. I'm facing east, so I'm getting full effect.
Oh, my man. It's free air.
Be careful.
Everybody want to say hi to Matthew Rife?
What's going on, man?
Hi, Matthew.
What's
up, guys?
Hey,
How's
I
it
came in
going?
earlier, and as soon as I clicked something, it took me back to Twitter.
Oh, of course it
Twitter,
did. Like,
drawing you
no,
back
you may
in.
not go in there.
What's up, man?
You're
can't-
not allowed to
honestly,
leave.
like, okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way now, so when people come, when you come onto the podcast and talk, I don't have to sound like a total nerd. But I was just telling them today that, like, when I was a baby truther, I learned about it's your great uncle, right?
Yeah, it's great, Uncle. A lot
yeah.
of people call him my grandfather.
Yeah.
But,
I learned about him, and to know that someone's carrying on his work, and to know that I'm gonna get to pick your brain, like, I'm done after this, dude. I'm done. Like, this is crazy. I'm totally nerding out. But anyway, now that I fucked up the whole mood, what's going on, man?
Yeah, we're all big fans.
well, I wanted to learn about flat Earth.
Oh yeah, I heard that when you were on the Nephilim Death Squad, you're open to it. You're open to it a little bit.
Yeah, I am open to it because there's just so much stuff that we don't know. As soon as I found out about taxes and how things are presented to us and how it was theft, that really opened up my eyes to a lot. Even though I grew up, with Rife technology, that was just always part of my life.
Yeah.
But then I started looking into other things, and another big turning point was the Civil War. People in England, I dated this woman in England for a while, and she was like, no, your Civil War didn't happen because of slavery. And she told me the history that they're taught in school, and I looked into it, and it just all turned out to be her history was true.
Yeah,
It's all about money.
So many things we've been lied to about. It's insane. And once you find one big one, it's like a chain reaction. You start like just finding this and this, because as soon as you just stop accepting the narrative and actually look into it, lies always have holes in them, always. So they're easy to find.
You know what's funny about the tax thing? We went to war with supposedly the greatest army on the earth, and somehow beat them over taxes, but somehow, some way, allowed the 16th Amendment to go in there, which is our rules for the government. So we basically told the government, hey, tax us.
Well, we didn't actually win the Revolutionary War.
That's what I said, allegedly.
Oh yeah. Well, no, just on the federal income tax, that was with World War II, right? Or so it's whenever it was in World War II with Hitler, and
1912.
the government was like, hey, we just had the Great Depression, all this shit. We don't have enough money. Let's impose like a temporary tax on the people and let them know we need your help if we're going to win, or our livelihood and our lives are going to be wiped out. And so they offered war bonds. And so then they had this huge, just coming up of, we sold all the war bonds. And the president said, well, how? We have this Great Depression. Nobody has money. They said, well, the people that live in the country, they don't need money. So all the money they get, they just keep it. So they're the ones who bought up all of our war bonds. The Great Depression, it only happened in New York City. It was only like major cities that it affected. People here where I grew up at in Appalachian Mountains, they didn't even know it was happening. So all their money, they had no need for it. They bought up all the war bonds, and the government said, oh, well, now let's do the tax on them, because if they have this much money, we need it. And that began federal income tax, and they just never let up.
No, they didn't.
And now look where we are.
And now here we are.
Slaves.
So what did you want to talk about Flat Earth? If I can answer it, I will. Let's get into it. I love it.
So I'm open to a lot of it, especially with the horizon. I've been on planes a lot. I can hold up a ruler and the horizon's exactly flat. I've taken a lot of pictures out of airplanes. I go back through them. It's all flat. But whenever it comes to the sun going up and over, right?
Yeah.
Now the flat Earth says, oh, well, the sun goes in this central model or this way. But it's always changing where it's at overhead. So if it's flat, it seems more reasonable that the sun would be on the same path. But every day throughout the year, it's in a different spot.
So what I can say is, yes, the sun definitely moves in and out. We can see that with the analemmas when you track the sun over the year. It definitely makes, like, it from the perspective, it always looks like a figure eight, but I kind of hate when people say that because it's not actually a figure eight. It's more like an oval. It's just from our perspective, as it bends, it looks like it crosses because one's behind the other. But anyway, I think, and I'm not speaking for all of Flat Earth, I'm speaking for me, Ted, that when the sun we see is more of a projection. It's kind of like when you shine, like when you were a kid and you'd burn ants with a magnifying glass. Like, there's something up there, and I don't know if it's outside the firmament, within the firmament. I'm not sure. That's the thing about Flat Earth. We don't know all the answers. We just know what doesn't make sense. But, so I think it's like, it definitely changes path, which a lot of people say, well, then it has to change speed, which I agree with. But the way I look at it is, if it is a projection within what we're seeing, and I don't mean projection like a movie theater projection, but if you're standing in a circle and you're shining a flashlight on the floor and you turn around at a certain speed, it makes a certain path. If you bend your wrist and shine the flashlight out further, you're turning at the same speed, but the light is making a larger path, so technically it's going a faster speed, but the source of it is still making the same rotation, it's just at a different angle. Again, I have no way to prove this, that's just what makes sense to me. Now you can call me crazy.
That does make sense to a certain extent. I don't know. There's just so many things I look into on Flat Earth. My problem is I can't disprove Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Now, with the spherical Earth, they have all of these claims, and then Flat Earth is saying, "Well, prove it," and they can't prove it.
Yeah,
but
that's
same
what
thing.
Got me. Yeah.
The same thing with Flat Earth. You can't necessarily prove it, but there's way more evidence to support that than the other.
Well, to me personally, what got me was that we can see further than you should be able to see around a sphere. And that we can prove. And that's what started me on it, because I'm like, they can claim refraction, but they can't really show it. They can't gauge it. They can't do any of that. So that's what started me, was something I could prove myself, that we can see further than we should be able to see. And then once you see all the other holes and you see for sure that NASA's lying, like, that shouldn't even be debatable at this point. You see that. I'm sure you've seen the videos and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that NASA lies, and I agree, a lot of people say just because NASA lies, it doesn't prove the Earth is flat. I agree with that. It's one piece of the puzzle, and you can't deny that. So when you start putting it all together and we can see further and all our senses tell us we're not spinning, no one has ever seen the curve. Like, I've done a post telling, and they act like I'm being facetious or attacking them. Like, if you believe that the Earth is a globe, show me one picture you took of yourself, like you took by yourself, where you can see the curve. And no one has ever done it. They just attack me.
Facts.
And like, I'm not being facetious. I'm being serious. Like, I will fucking change my account tomorrow, and I will say I was wrong. Bill knows this. That's me. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong, and I will fucking turn it around. But no one has proved that yet, and they can't prove it. They just can't, I guess. I don't know.
Well, even the smartest people that they have say that they can't prove that the Earth is spinning from the ground. Stephen Hawking, Einstein, a lot of these people, Hubble, they all said that it is impossible to prove that the Earth is spinning from the ground.
Whoa, dude.
Right.
Stephen Hawking, man. You know
Well,
what?
okay,
Honestly,
all right.
I want you to prove to me that dude wasn't just a vegetable and they were just saying whatever the fuck they wanted to.
Hey, Brian, do you mind dropping
prove
out
their point?
Absolutely.
and
Well,
giving
Hawking
a list?
did do
All
his
right,
job
thanks,
really
brother.
well
Go ahead.
because
Go
he
ahead.
was
Drop
a
back down.
theoretical physicist, and that's all he worked with them. That's
Sure.
the same thing as the black guy who's always trying to explain science. He's a theoretical physicist. That's it.
Yep.
Everybody say hi to Ken.
What's up, Ken?
What's up, Ken?
Hey, you're muted now. You
Am
were on
I?
mute.
Oh,
There you are.
I was already on. Okay.
Yes, you
Hey,
were. Live and
finally,
direct.
I get to talk to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I said something to Death about that when y'all were going to make it possible to come talk on your show, and now it's happening.
Yep.
It's, all
We
your
heard your
dreams
call.
have come true. You've made it, man.
Ken, say hi to Matt
I
Rife.
will say you are here with Matt Rife. That's pretty fucking special. So.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I saw the name and I said, surely it can't be any other Matthew Wright. So
Yes.
nice to meet you.
You too. It's not the gay comedian that's charging $500 per clip.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, what a soundbite. What a soundbite. Wow. That was great.
Dude, that's one thing I will say.
Yeah.
Like, I forget. I can't even remember now, but I was like, because I listened to you on that podcast, and I heard you make a couple jokes, but then I saw a post you made, and I was like, this dude has a great sense of humor. He would fucking do great on our show. Because we're all about humor, and it's so much easier to deliver harsh truths if you put humor in it. And that's why we picked these avatars. That's why we did it this way, is because, and it's clearly working. It's easier to deliver it that way. And seeing that you had a good sense of humor, I was like, this dude gets it. So this is awesome.
You know how hard it is to be a CEO of a tech company that works within health and then make just moronic jokes like I do, though?
I love it. It's so good.
I mean, it's amazing. I really don't care. Like, anybody that has a problem with my sense of humor, I'm like, well, okay, whatever. Go find somewhere else to shop.
Well, dude, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
So, if you don't know the story of Royal Rife, he was my great uncle, and I grew up learning from his notes and schematics and things. My grandfather taught me a lot of stuff as well. My father was an anesthesiologist, and he taught me a lot of medical things. So this has just always been part of my life. And since COVID hit, I saw people's faith in the allopathic medical system really go away. And I didn't know that my Uncle Roy was famous or anything until I was like 18. And whenever I got a Nokia phone and looked up his name, I looked up my parents too. I looked up my name, but his is the one that really popped. So after I saw the allopathic medical system and the faith in doctors who don't really know that much about medical, they know more about diagnosis and chemical pills that they give to people. Then I was like, you know what? It's time for me just to put out a couple of Rife machines and just see what happens. So I sold one, and then it just kind of blew up from there. I sold 100 of them within 10 minutes on TikTok whenever I just said, hey, live open sell, because I had been pushing it for like a year while I was developing. And it just kind of kept on snowballing. So what it is, it's frequency healing. Some people call it electromedicine or something else. But if you think about a wine glass, how are you going to break a wine glass without ever touching it? You match the resonant frequency and you up the amplitude high enough to where it's oscillating at a certain speed to the point to where it can no longer handle it, and it just shatters. So what if you put that these are sound waves, right? That need compression, decompression, and an atmosphere around it. If sound hits a wall, then the wall rattles. But it does stop that percussion from the atmosphere from traveling. So how do you break a wine glass that's behind a wall? Well, I don't know about the wine glass because it doesn't actually conduct electricity. But in the body, if you take a virus or a bacteria and you oscillate it at the same rate, at a resonant frequency and you keep on upping the amplitude, it's going to break just like that wine glass did. So use electromagnetic frequencies because they don't require any kind of atmosphere to travel, and they can travel through the vacuum of space, travel through walls, and really the only thing that can stop them is a Faraday cage. So that's what we focus on to be able to achieve this, and also boost people's immune system, realign water molecules back to their natural state to better work with the body, and really just take us back before high voltage electricity and high frequency EMFs were around that are killing us.
They are.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That was a great analogy. And I think it's more important than ever because, yeah, there's so many EMFs in the atmosphere, and you can definitely tell that they're at the very least affecting people's, just the way they feel on an everyday basis. So
I got a question.
why don't you tell us? Oh, okay. Good.
I was just wondering because I was listening to him describe that, and I immediately thought of something with the pyramids. I don't know if he's ever heard anything about ancient Egyptians using frequency like that.
Yes. So all the Earth's natural frequencies and frequencies within a pyramid are called solfeggio. And, there's certain hallways within each pyramid that they resonate at a certain frequency. There's a story of a guy, I think it was in Gaza, that he was sneaking people into the Great Pyramid, and they would go in and they would come out healed. And it would be different chambers within. And I don't know if the pyramids are necessarily like a hospital like that, but different frequencies can affect people in different ways. And, they can target and destroy things that they resonate with. I have a totally different theory on pyramids, and I think that they're power generators. So I have a full explanation on how it works. It's like a 10-minute thing, though.
Yeah. Well, the reason I brought that up, and that sounds about right, was I was watching one. It's called like K2 or something, and I can get you the video because I saved it. But it's K2 something, and it's about the pyramids. And the guy that's like doing it sees this local and starts talking to him, and he says that this guy is a what do you call it when you learn by telling stories? That's their
Autodidactic.
yeah. I was thinking more along the terms of passing down history orally, oral history. That's what I was looking for. He's like an oral history. He's supposed to be part of a family that hands down oral tradition. And he was asking him about the pyramids, and he was talking about the pyramid received some type of energy, but it propagated frequencies or whatever. A building next to it that where they would use frequency for healing or something like that, and that's where I got it from. So that's why I asked you about that. And if you haven't seen that video, I can get it for you. But this is supposed to be someone who knows the history, just passed down, not because he had any. I don't even know if he knows how to build those things. He just knows the history of them.
Well, the pyramids have all kinds of different capable qualities. So one of them is drawing water out of the ground. You can use a pyramid shape and be able to do this. In fact, there was a guy, he was just some rich dude. Like I think he was over in the Middle East somewhere, but he just had all this money. So he made like a scale model in his yard of like the pyramids in Gaza. And one day he gets up and he goes outside and it's just flooded because that pyramid shape would resonate with the electromagnetic field of the earth. And it acts kind of like it's a modulator of electrical signal coming out. So it's actually attracting the water. Water attaches to itself. So they used to give water to people in the mines, like coal mines, by running a chain or a rope down into the mine and pouring water on it because the water stick to itself and you can run it at an angle and they would be able to catch it in a bucket. So once you draw water out of the ground, it kind of clears a path for that water. And, then it becomes a a flow of very little resistance after it's already cleared out, so it'll continue to do that.
So it like taps into the primary water supply and it's just kind of unending. Have you heard about that theory about the primary water and how water kind of regenerates itself like oil?
I haven't. I've never heard of that, but I've drawn 3 springs out of the ground on my property, and they still flow to this day. It's been like 15 years they've been running. But
The newest theory out is that, you know, when you tap into those things, it's called primary water, and it has nothing to do with, like, they call them aqueducts or whatever, but these things just regenerate themselves. And the theory is that there's actually more fresh water in the crust of the earth than there actually is oceans on the earth.
It's really not.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
It's
I mean,
really
the water
not
within
even
the earth.
a theory. That's part of the reason they killed Gaddafi, is because he tapped into it and was bringing water all over Africa. That's the first thing we went in and blew up, was his great man-made river, because he had tapped into primary water underneath the soil deep down. When he was drilling for oil, he found it. So it's definitely there.
And then they try and scare us with things like, you know, like Las Vegas is going to run out of water in 10 years, you know?
Well, even if it does, you built a fucking city in the desert. You're bad.
Yes. But they say you can tap into these supplies like almost anywhere. There are points, and I'm sure at some point, if, you know, these guys are all knowing like they are, that they would have tapped into that.
Yeah.
Well, Gaddafi was also trying to sell oil for a gold dinar.
Yeah.
So
that's
you upset the World
too.
Banks. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with Saddam. I think that's the whole reason why we hit him too. It's because he was trying to sell oil in euros instead of the dollar.
You know, Matt, I'm just like so interested in your technology, and it was so cool how you explained how the pyramids like would have different chambers with different resonances. So do you think that like those different chambers, they would put them in there depending on whatever condition they would have? And also, I also do kind of just want to hear about like what kind of results you've been seeing with your machines.
So honestly, with the electrical generator, I think the different chambers were to section now electricity. That's the reason I say I don't know if they were for health benefits, but they definitely hold energy on them, and it does resonate at that. And so I think this is something within electrical engineering that a lot of people have never even looked at or tried to stumble upon, or they just dismissed right away. Like the first person who ever saw an oak tree, right? He's like, oh, this is an oak tree. And then he goes into a field and he sees all these different oak trees. And he's like, hey, they all have the same leaves. These are all oaks. And then throughout time that, you know, it's been filtered out. So now look at our oaks. We have living oaks. We have white oaks, red oaks, water oaks, all these different types of oaks. And I think electricity is the same. So the pyramids had a gold capstone, and they also had gold running down the corners of the pyramid. So gold has this really, really odd ability that no other substance or element has. And it, you know, everything reacts to like a magnetic rating. This is called a Gauss rating. So above the soil, gold can react to something like 80, let's just say 80 Gauss. Now up underneath soil, it cuts exactly in half. Now this magnetic rating is also consistent with continuity of electricity. So that whenever you stick it up underneath the soil, it actually cuts it down in half. So if they're like, I can fly a drone 525 feet in the air, hit the magnetosphere, and pull electricity out of the sky. If I go on up to the ionosphere, I can pull even more. It's all positively charged ions that go right down a wire into ground earth. So I think what was happening is these pyramids are so tall, it's pulling positively charged ions out of the air. It's flowing down the gold on each side. And whenever it hits the soil, it's kind of like a catalyst it can't make. So then it spreads across every bit of the lime, all the limestone that was on the outer portion of the pyramid. And then it's sucked inside because, like I was saying, the pyramid shape, it can actually modulate electrical signal as it goes up and down, kind of like a transformer does, step up, step down.
Yeah.
So I think that they were separating electricity that way.
Wow.
I cannot wait to have you back for a full episode, man. I really can't.
Brian in the chat said,
Damn, Rufus, you guys
I got you,
suck
Rufus.
at this.
It's not me this
I
time,
have
Ted.
sausage fingers, dude.
It's not me this time.
I totally. Well, everybody got a little peek. Brian in the chat said that reminiscence of Tartarian technology. Does that sound about right, Matt?
I think it was like Sumerian technology. Tartarian technology, there's a lot of it that does deal with atmospheric conditions and pulling electricity, but it also had other things from what I've read. And believe me, I haven't confirmed any Tartarian stuff, but the stuff I've read actually makes sense. Kind of like mercury that's inside of the balls on top of a building that was supposedly a lightning rod. That makes sense because whenever you take mercury and you can cool it off to a certain point, it becomes a superconductor. And I think the electricity would heat it up, but it could still carry that electricity. So one thing I want to do on Tesla coils is get rid of the spark gap and put a mercury gap switch in it because it can carry that electrical flow. They also had like, I think it was nuclear things of some kind of nuclear radiation, like tritium or something inside of a ball that would heat the house and carry electricity. All this stuff completely makes sense.
Yeah, it's all definitely possible. So the fact that people are saying that it existed and there's things that show it existed and all that, you can see the old radiators that say radium and all that on them. So I believe it existed, and I believe they took it all away from us on purpose. Or they just don't understand how it works anymore because they're stupid and they don't understand the previous technology.
Because they lost the technology and it's a painful process to rebuild.
Exactly.
Very painful.
Yeah. Very painful.
Well, you know what? I just can't wait to go to work tomorrow and tell everyone that I had Matt Rife on the podcast last night because I feel like everyone has been talking about this comedian guy, Matt Rife. I knew I recognized that name from somewhere. And then every time I ask, it's always females. And every time I ask them about it, they're like, I'm like, so like, what does he talk about? Or is he funny or what? They're like, no, he's not really that funny. He's just like takes his shirt off and he's this hot guy. So they're going to be really excited about it. And I hope they listen just because of that. Yeah. Well, you don't work around a bunch of like 21-year-old girls. So
right. I
know. He probably has this name for a reason, Rufus.
Yeah,
the famous comedian on TikTok who is going around with the same name as the guy who's curing cancer. Yeah, probably.
There are no coincidences. Can we go back to the part where you said he was a hot guy?
Yeah. Gay ass Rufus.
Just so you know, Matt, this won't be how it is when you come talk to us.
But it's official.
This is just
I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah, okay.
He's loving it. He's like, these dudes are crazy.
You can edit this out, right?
You work at an elementary school with all these young girls, or what?
College professor.
College. I mean, I could edit it out, but
oh, that was great.
Oh man, it's been awesome.
Ken,
oh yeah. No, go ahead, Bill.
Oh, Ken, did you want to have like add anything or have a question? Because we didn't expect Matt to jump on, and he did. But I do have a couple of other guys that wanted to hop in before we.
No, go. No.
Yeah, let's save it.
I know
you've
been wanting to come on for so long. You know what I mean? So it was just like this. None of this was planned the way it worked out. But
I already told Ken.
No, I don't mind. I got on the show.
I'm just gonna say it here again. I heard Ken on Spaces, and I was like, I don't know shit about flat Earth. This dude,
dude, he's a wizard, man.
I know, man. Don't ever sell yourself short. Fucking the shit you say. I'm like, all right, yeah. I learned something today.
I'm learning.
Cool.
Ken is a legend.
Yes, for sure.
Oh man.
He's like, what'd you do?
Thank you, but I ain't no different from y'all. I'm looking for the same answers, bro.
Exactly.
We're just sick of the lies, man.
Yes, sir.
We have three Southern folk on here right now. Matt, are you from Alabama?
No, I was living in Alabama for a little bit.
Oh, that's what it said on your Twitter. So I was like, Alabama.
Yeah, I started the company there and I left. I came back home where I grew up at in southwestern Virginia.
Okay.
So I live right in the Appalachian Mountains.
Nice. Very nice.
Gotta be beautiful up there, man.
I'm jealous.
I know. All right, so
Down in the holler.
Who are you gonna bring up?
All right, Ken. We're gonna let's say goodbye to Ken. Everybody, hey, where are we gonna find you at in the spaces?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh hell, I'm around. I'm here. Or I'm in.
Are you doing
Flat
any of your
Earth
own beside
Fridays.
Flat Earth Fridays?
Shout out your Twitter too.
Oh yes, do that.
Oh, at Ken_Caudle. CAUDLE.
Get him. Follow him.
In the flesh.
Follow Ken.
Follow Ken. All right, brother. Thank you so much.
We'll have you on one
Thanks
day,
for
just
having
you,
me.
just to talk to you
Yeah.
too. That'd be awesome.
That's fine. That's fine. If you think I got something to say, I'll come on.
I know you got
Oh,
something
he's
to
so
say.
modest.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, brother.
Take care, Ken.
Hey guys, well I got to run too.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for having me on here. I'm still at the office, so I got to go home.
Yeah, I'll hit you up soon. We'll set it up for sure.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Have a
Talk
good
to you
night.
soon.
Thanks, Matt. You too, man.
Hey, Matt.
Did I?
Oh my God,
Nate.
he's gone. Oh my God, no.
Holy
kidding.
shit. What
Nate,
the
if you're
fuck?
still there, come back. I don't know what happened. I went to add you and then it fell out again. So come on back, Nate. And Jay. I don't know what happened there.
Jay.
That was awesome.
This is what happens when you let Bill run the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well.
I'm
well,
just
this-
kidding,
next
man.
time.
Come on.
Yeah.
I've said
Matt
way
Rife-
worse
I was
too
gonna
than
say,
that, and now you're gonna
Next
get us
time
on there.
Matt Ripe comes on, I'll have you run it.
Oh, I know. Dude, I can't wait. I'm not even joking. Like, one of the
I know.
first things that got me, like, questioning shit was hearing about his great uncle's work, and I was like, oh my God, fucking this dude cured cancer, and now they're not talking about it. And now he has all of his technology, and he's doing it. He's continuing it. And I even
Dude,
heard,
I can't wait to talk to him again.
I know. I even heard him talk about how, like, well, the government's either going to have to kill me or, you know, they're going to have to do it my way because I'm not going to fucking sell it to them. I was like, yes. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah. He's probably still listening. It's like, fuck yeah, that's what I said.
What up, Nate?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
What's going on,
good.
brother?
Hey, I actually had a couple things I wanted to bring up. I had a point and a question, actually. So, just to be clear, I'm actually Nate on Twitter. As far as the Flat Earth, I've been following this for a couple of years now. I just recently created a Twitter account. Obviously, you know, kind of just following different perspectives of what people are saying and things like that. So, obviously, for me, it's pretty clear that that's it's very evident that the Flat Earth, that's the reality of our current, three-dimensional space anyways. But I had a question I've been asking. I think I had posted to several of you guys today. Nobody got back to me. I know there's a lot of things going around, but specifically regarding the height of the firmament. Just for consistency, I do know what some of you guys have posted in the past. And so my thing is, I'm looking for something that doesn't contradict what's going around, right? Because I've been getting a lot of heat today, and I'm finding out very quickly that, to be honest, a lot of the people on Twitter that support the idea of a flat Earth are really no different when it comes to their reactions and any type of pushback than people that believe in the globe. I'm going to be outright with that. That's just the case. I don't think when I see people posting that, hey, you're a globetard, heliosexual, all this nonsense, that's fine, right? Because I agree. But the way I got flamed today by so many accounts, some of the bigger ones too, it's very emotional responses to simple questions, and the pushback has been insane. And this is a question that seems to be triggering everybody. I asked, how high is the firmament? So obviously I'm going to get a wide variety of answers and things like that. The problem is this. Everybody, a lot of people I know, Bill, you specifically, I commented too, regarding the rocket launch yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I asked that, and maybe you could provide some insight onto why it would be the assumption that the firmament would be sitting so low, or maybe there's a different understanding for you as regards to that. Because for all
so are you talking about where the rocket was appearing to spin through and break through, or try to break through and then explode?
Well, okay. So I mean, that. I guess I'm talking about that specifically. Yes, I don't agree that it looked that way.
Okay, that's fine.
But my main question is, how high is the firmament then? Because if you're going to do the calculations just based on that, right? If you just take just the most basic of flat Earth math, we don't know everything. I understand that. There's no way to know everything.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Just flat out right there. That's what I would answer just before you go any forward. I'm not going to give you a number because I don't know and I don't claim to know. And I'm pretty sure that I can speak for the rest of the guys saying the same thing.
Okay, I'm just trying to clarify that because a lot of people were, that I had seen in the past at least, when they're posting anywhere between, I've seen as low, the lowest I've seen is 300 miles, right? Guesstimations. Nobody knows for sure. The highest being 3,000, which actually with those dimensions, you're going to see closer to scale model of what the visible representations of what most flat earth, people that believe in flat earth will put out there, right?
Right.
But obviously, if we're going to suggest that the firmament was hit at 43 miles above the Gulf of Mexico, right, then the understanding would have to be that the maximum height you're going to reach is about 60 miles at the North Pole. Right?
How do you know that there were 43 miles above the Gulf of Mexico?
Right. So here's and that's exactly
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Right. No. So here's my argument for that. Right.
Probably good.
Okay. Yeah. So here's my thing. Because of course I already know that the responses. I've seen them all day. Right. The responses are going to be, oh, how do we know how they were going that quick? How do we know how they were traveling? You don't even need that, right? Because you can. There's all like one of the comments that I made is I mentioned that you can very easily calculate. There are people that made recordings, posted recordings, right? And not all of these people believe that in the globe Earth model, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can very clearly see, at least from what we were shown, right? If we were to assume that the space launch that we saw live was accurate, right? Unless that rocket was able to accelerate to 18,000 miles per hour within a matter of seconds, which it clearly wasn't. That technology, if it exists, we don't have it, right? Using that type of rocket technology, it would blow, it'd make a massive crater, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we saw, basically, if we're going to assume that we saw a rocket take off and within 3 minutes at an incline, which was visible to the human eye, right? Everybody got to see this, right? Many people. We see it from different angles, and I'm sure anybody could corroborate or at least calibrate the calculations of the speed at the angle that it was at and all that. I don't think it doesn't make any sense to me that they're gonna, like, as far as lying about the speed, it was visible, right? It was clearly visible to many people. So my question is then, is the reason for the assumption that 43 miles high, they hit the firmament, is that due to the idea, are you suggesting that people believe that because they're suggesting that it was going faster?
I'm trying to follow what you're saying, but here's another way to look at it. They say the ISS is 250 miles above us,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
And you can visibly see it, right? If you zoom
right,
in with your phone camera, right? And it looks like a plane flying by.
Yeah.
They stick by that, and they're saying that thing's traveling 17,500 miles an hour. Do you think that's true?
No,
based
of course
on
not.
what?
Right. No, that's absolute nonsense. I'm not asking because I'm trying to contradict the idea of the firmament. I'm just saying that.
Well, I know. I get that.
What that would do.
Trying to calculate what speed that it could possibly be going at, right? As in correlation to the time period that it was on film. Is that what I'm getting at? So that basically it couldn't have gone been more than 50 something miles.
Well, I'm saying that I don't see what we saw live, right? I don't think that that's out of the idea that it was only able to travel the 43 miles just based on natural acceleration and the speed it was traveling, I don't think that that's out of the ballpark, right? I don't think it went anything above 100. I mean, it was still visible, right, to the human eye. That's what I'm saying. You're right. You're right. You can't see. Yeah, it was about 3 minutes from the time of launch until the booster exploded. Supposedly the booster. Whether it was booster or the rocket, I'm not sure. But whatever that was that exploded was about 3 minutes from the time of launch.
So 3 minutes. So earlier I was talking about the highest rocket I saw was 72 miles. So if you take 3 minutes at 72 miles an hour, that's only 24 miles a minute, which would be what? Let's see.
It's less than that.
Yeah.
Whoa, where's it? Hold on there.
Dude, I mean, think about watching a bottle rocket shoot off on the 4th of July and then compare it to, dude, that thing looks like it's going 5 miles an hour.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't take...
How far? I mean, what is this? I don't even know.
I mean, I just want you to think about what the insinuations of that would be, right? I mean, because for me, from what I've learned from, again, we don't know every aspect of every science of the flat Earth. There's no way we can say that. We know that that's what it is, and we have to base the science around the model that we have. There's no official model on that. I understand that, but you would have to also concede that if we're going to suggest that the firmament sits at 43 miles above the Gulf of Mexico, then it wouldn't be the equivalency. The physical equivalency wouldn't be that of a snow globe. It'd be more like a pancake. Right, because 43 miles is 43 miles above the Gulf of Mexico is 0.3% of a 12,000 mile radius. I'm saying just of a straight 12,000 mile radius.
That.
Right?
I don't know if it's a dome, because I think there's outer lands, and I think our section may be almost a flat ceiling. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know that we don't live on a spinning ball, and there's a lot of evidence that proves a lot of things that go against that. So I don't know how high the firmament is. I have no clue. Maybe Proud Flirt.
We don't even know. We don't even know if that rocket actually was hitting the firmament or what happened. It didn't look like it was that high.
Like I said, I personally don't. I watched it so many times. My dad, who believes 100% in the globe, right? Me and him argue about this stuff all the time. He saw what he saw, and primarily one of the things I posted on Twitter was that the rocket or the booster, because the way that they cut, and it kind of froze at the scene where they kind of zoomed out. You couldn't tell what was what. Right. That's where even my dad was like, what are they doing? Like, in his mind, he feels the whole thing was just staged, right? He doesn't know for what, and he definitely doesn't agree with me about it being in relation to the flat Earth. He thinks Elon Musk was doing it for his donors, right? Just to try to prove that, or show that he did it, even though he didn't. But when I watched the video specifically of, right.
He did say, success, right? Yeah, which we all know it wasn't. So.
Right. And then the news articles that came out immediately after said that it exploded, the rocket, not the booster, right? And I have those saved.
Yeah. It could be level water up there.
Oh, I mean, so just so you guys understand where I fall, my personal beliefs, I believe in the Bible. I don't believe in outer lands. Nothing's convinced me of that personally. Mm-hmm. I do believe the scriptural aspects of the firmament. But I'm not here to argue those things specifically. But just so you understand where I'm coming from, right? I believe that there's definitely a single dome sitting over a flat Earth based on the scriptures and what it states. And the description at Job that talks about how it's laid out, like it would have to be curved, right? Multiple scriptures support the idea of it being a curved, basically like a snow globe, right? Or the shape of, right? Similar to that. Obviously, like I said, if the firmament were somehow sitting 45 miles above the Gulf of Mexico, then you're maxing out at about 60 miles over the North Pole, which makes it more like a pancake than anything else.
Sure.
But I just wanted to get your guys' ideas, because I've never heard anybody suggest that the firmament sits so low. Because when you have rockets, I understand like rockets like the Falcon rockets or the other ones for Starlink that go straight up, right? Supposedly they're going straight up and they're just accelerating as fast as possible. They're just trying to go supposedly to space, right? So of course they're going to hit 80, 90 miles within a few minutes. That's understandable, but I've never heard anybody suggest it sitting solo. That was what I was arguing with people on Twitter for.
Nate, have you heard of I think it's the Encyclopedia Britannica 1958, I think is the year. And
you're talking about the Antarctica thing, right?
Yeah, and it talks about the firmament specifically being like 13,000 feet from where they're at in Antarctica.
Right.
So
and that makes sense.
Credence to a dome shape or like a more of a pancake type situation, you know.
Well, I guess in that case, we would have to have a point of reference, which would be the radius or diameter of the flat Earth, correct? Right. And at what point, how deep they were into Antarctica, assuming that 12,000 miles either starts at the wall or ends at the start of the firmament, right? So how deep were they into Antarctica when you made that analysis?
Well,
I mean, obviously, if
that's
we knew
my
the diameter. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. Hey guys.
Hey, Proud.
What's up, Proud?
What's up?
We got Sacred in the green room too, waiting. So I wanted to end. I wanted to say something to Nate real quick too. Listen, okay. You have to understand something. When that video first came out, it was a Globie that pushed it onto us, right? Into our post as a reply. So I jumped on it, quoted it, and the only thing I was watching was that video to the right. Okay. So I didn't even know that there was even a launch. I don't keep up on that stuff. I just laugh at it when they explode every single time. So yeah. So it's like fuel. Okay. And one of the main things that everybody knows is I'll troll. I troll, dude, hard. So like when I caught that, I immediately took it and trolled back to the troll because it was posted as a troll. They were like, "Oh, it's a success," and I'm like, "This doesn't look like success. It looks like it's ripping through the sky and then it explodes." You know,
right?
So like that's more of what that post was. But since it was his post, I continued to double down on it because it was blowing him up and basically hurting him in the process. You know what I mean? And this is like as far as the war part of it is concerned, right? The fog of war, if you will. So I never made a claim that, or would I ever make a claim that it's 50 miles, 70 miles, 130,000 miles? You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? But what we were visually looking at, and he's sitting there saying, "Oh, it's the second stage rocket." I'm like, dude, that is a rocket twisting, turning, lighting up, and exploding. That's it. You know? And yes.
Right.
And I said sitting, and it looks like it's turning and ripping through the sky or the firmament, right? And that was my post. So I can understand where you're coming from. And a lot of people, and trust me, you're not the only one that's pointed this out and kind of gave me flack for it a little bit. And they're like, "Oh, it's making us look stupid." I'm like, that's weird because I don't feel stupid. I still know the earth is flat. I still know there's a firmament. And I'm still gonna troll and I'm gonna dog these dudes until the truth comes out and it exposes itself.
Not
you know,
only
so I hope that
right.
we're not here to write a statistical book. We're here to wake people up.
Right, and pull them out of the matrix.
Sure, and I think the problem. I understand what you're saying, 100%, right? If you're trolling or whatever, and I wasn't making a suggestion. Didn't mean to suggest that that's what you believed. That's why I was just asking. I'm just asking, hey, this.
No, yeah, no, you're cool. I just wanted to clarify that because I didn't really.
Sure. And the reason I think that a lot of people, and this is why I think that people took it seriously or take it seriously, because a lot of big flat Earth accounts were pushing it as reality. Right, as like literally saying that's why firmament has been trending since yesterday, right?
That's a good thing.
And it's because, like, if you look at some of the people I've engaged with, they're pissed, right? Because this is a type of question that now they've taken this seriously, and now you have a lot of Globers jumping in saying, "Hey, I thought you guys said the firmament was this high, or I thought you guys believe the firmament is this high," and I'm thinking, yeah, that's right. As far as I've seen, that's the majority of people that I've seen or watched associated with flat Earth give much higher suggestions as to how high the firmament is. So a lot of people are taking that and running with it, saying, "Hey, hit the firmament," right? You see all these posts on Twitter like "hit the firmament" for a certainty at 43 miles high, and I'm just like, you guys do realize what this does, right? Like this kind of rewrites a lot of. This would have to rewrite some of the science. Actually, I think it kind of helps the idea of the sun and moon shadows, to be honest, but it doesn't help with other aspects of it. I just wanted to be sure. I was just asking the question because I didn't know if I just had to stand on what the height is, because I don't think we know. I don't think it's that low personally, but we don't know.
Can I just tell you that thank you for being out there as a soldier in the comments and fighting for what you believe in
sure.
and what you know to be truth, because as you can see, there are times it feels like we're a little outnumbered, although I would beg to think that we're doing pretty damn well and the tides are turning right now, especially to have Firmament up in the trending. That's pretty damn cool, man. Like, that's a good thing, and I hope people are talking about it and trying to figure it out.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be out there with a sextant or you know what I mean, or a speed square trying to I got kids and bills and shit, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely gonna rattle some cages, you know what I mean? So
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, it's great conversation. I just had, it was unfortunate. I had to take the side of a lot of the Globers today. It was like, man, you guys are forcing me to defend them. Come on now.
That's okay because
Not you guys. I'm not saying you guys
Yeah.
specifically. I'm saying
Oh,
a lot
no, I
of
know
these
what
flat
you mean.
earthers are
I know what
wild,
you mean.
man. They're
oh
crazy.
yeah, dude. Oh yeah, and rightfully so. We're up against the wall a lot of times, and we're just swinging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But Nate, I wanted to thank you for coming on. We're gonna, if you can, we got to drop you out a little bit and let some other people
Sure
on.
thing.
We got
Yeah,
things
thanks,
going on.
man. Appreciate the
Thanks for
question.
coming on, Nate.
Thank
and
you.
honestly, like we've got some pretty cool science experts about to come on, so maybe they might have a little more input
Awesome.
than we did. So I hope you tune back in and check out their answers.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good
All
one.
right.
Thanks, man.
All right, you too, man. Well, what happened to
Peace, Phil.
Sacred?
I don't know, but Proud's here. She can talk to.
What's
Yeah,
up,
hi,
Sprout?
Proud. Yeah, we'll wait for Sacred to come back on if he's coming back.
Her
in.
voice is sexier anyway. It's cool.
How dare
Oh,
you?
there he is. All right.
What up? I'm having deja vu.
Yeah,
Pleasure to have you here, guys.
Absolutely.
pleasure to be here.
Yo,
What up?
What's up, man?
man! I thought there was gonna be like a bunch of glow birthers in here.
No,
Like they've been
no, you
calling you
didn't.
guys like
No.
the same account for like how many weeks? It's like if you guys are like changing your voices in real time, or like the Globers is not showing up. What the hell is going on?
Well, if they hopped in here, then they'd have to admit they're wrong, and they never want to do that.
Ah, good point. Good point.
That's so good.
Good to see you guys, man.
Yeah,
Same,
you too,
bro.
man.
Gotta come
Glad
show
you
some
guys
love.
dropped in. Yeah,
how'd I-
so we were just catching Lee, or I guess I started a little bit of a quarrel on Twitter about how high the firmament is, because everybody knows, right? So
Oh yeah, positive
yeah,
claims.
yeah.
Positive claims.
So yeah, because I said, oh, it looks like it's ripping through the sky like a drill bit, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, it's 43,000 or 43 miles up. You guys are idiots. Yeah, well, if I had $1,
You know what's funny though? Like it is interesting to watch like these keywords kind of go viral. Like regardless of what is actually happening, whether we're right or wrong or whatever the case is, it's causing people to kind of look into it. Like it's
absolutely.
grabbing the attention, and that's like the whole point of why we had these conversations. So I thought that was pretty dope.
That is pretty damn dope. What you guys got going? So what's up with Flat Earth Fridays? Y'all did the European style, starting at like 1 a.m.
Bro, man, you have no idea how much technical difficulties the ether wasn't plugging into the processor, right? I'm like, bro, it was such like it was a headache. This whole week it was like a bunch
And
of
that
things
was
that
from
were
like
going wrong.
2 Fridays ago. Like our collateral damage fall started from like 2 Fridays ago.
Damn.
So we've just
Yeah.
been trying to catch up from the spiral.
But we actually ran into the same issues that you guys were saying, like, trying to invite guests and like curating content for like guest speakers and stuff like that. And like, when they pull out last minute, it kind of like leaves you kind of like, wait a minute, okay.
I know. 'cause
Kind
you
of been in the
plan-
jam here.
You plan everything around it, and then you're like, I have nothing planned. I have nothing. To do.
Yeah.
And we've never done that. That was our first time ever doing that for somebody. So the fact that they literally stood us up, it was like, oh gosh,
Who was
I'm
it?
still triggered. Yeah, well, it was
We
the
don't
first
really
time we
want to
did
say
it.
no names. We don't want to say no names. We don't want to say no names because like we trying to see if we can have them come back up. But we got to respect everybody's IRL situation.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just still like curating content like at least multiple topics in like the same day, especially last minute, and still try to make it like a coherent conversation, something interesting and entertaining while adding like an educational value. Like it became like a little overwhelming in that one part. So we've been kind of like trying to play catch up ever since then because it was like crazy around that time. So we know how you guys feel when you run into those issues. It's not that easy.
No, and you just throw it into the wind and see where it takes you. You know, I seen what's his name there, the Australian dude taking shots at y'all.
You see that, right?
Yeah, I see him out there swinging. Yeah.
You guys have his time ticker?
Piper, that's what it was. Yeah. I'll call him out on
You
it.
guys have to have his time ticker on cue. Like,
oh yeah, I
anytime
gotta
he
get
pipes
that.
up at you, tag him in that shit.
Was it like 540 days or something like that?
Bro, it's probably like 580 days now. Like he just avoids us, yo. You know.
Go ahead, bro.
What's that?
I was gonna tell him about Friday and how Jit like add us in 4 different spaces. Oh my god! I wish I could.
Doing the backstory.
Show you guys the content I have curated. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Sheepdog's in the comments. He said he sent out the tweet at like 11:35, and the app crashed and everything was lost. It had to retype the whole thing.
Bro, like we had like for some reason it would not let me put out the content. Like I've never seen like Twitter X crash so many times. Like it took me like almost an hour and a half to just tweet a thread, bro. Like I have no idea why I was doing that.
I was noticing too that how it was popping up like just sporadically. It would be random and like out of order too. That's how it was coming up in my feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We're like, dude,
about.
these dudes are posting like Flat Earth Fridays is going on right now.
That's weird. Yeah, he did say that. He's like, I'm seeing his posts, but where are they?
So normally what I do, like I try to like clear out my draft. Because sometimes I tweet some stuff. Sometimes it's like, you know what, I'm gonna save that for a little bit. And I don't know if there's like some type of if I have too many drafts saved up or whatever the case is, it causes like some type of disequilibrium in the Twitter world, and it doesn't let me post there and stuff. So sometimes I just spam tweet like for Flat Earth, everything that I may have, I might get rid of everything else. So I was like, okay, let me clear out everything because I got like a lot of content that I want to drop for Flat Earth Fridays. So I started tweeting out everything, and I said, okay, now let me go ahead and tweet out like the space and stuff like that. The moment I start tweeting out this space, I mean, I have like 4 or 5 tweets in a row that I want to lay out because, you know, I like to walk people through some of the content for context while I, you know, talking Flat Earth Fridays, just so people have something to reference while we're having these topics. And bro, every single time I hit tweet, the whole Twitter just shut down and I lost everything. And I had to rebuild it like 4 or 5 times. We were so frustrated. I was like, come on, bro, we got to start. We can't miss Fridays. We here every week. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying, bro. Like, I don't know what is going on. And this was an important topic because, you know, they always talk about like Southern flights. So that's what we did for everybody that's listening. We talked about Southern flights in the quote unquote Southern Hemi. We like to call it the Hemisplane.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a topic that all those toxic globe earthers love to sit there and say we never address. So we was like, okay, well, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about Southern flights. Let's see how it could work. Let's see some of the discrepancies and the corrections that happen within the positive claims that they make. And let's have a discussion since you guys are always in the mention. You guys know, I mean, you get the most engagement out of like anybody. And they're always pressing you on specific topics. So we want to give a chance to like talk about it. And guess what? They don't show up.
Nope.
Of course not. But they got a lot of talk outside of it, though.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. There's none here tonight. There's none here.
Conspiracy smash.
None of them. Dude, I was going individually to them in responses to attacks to myself and just laying it like, come talk about it right here. Boom, boom, boom. One by one, nothing. Nobody.
But Proud is right. We do got to shout out the couple that did show up. Not gonna lie, Conspiracy Smasher did show up.
What?
Finally, after
he did.
Connie.
Connie.
Well, you know why he was feeling kind of tough after that Caleb thing. You know, he was feeling hard, so he's like, all right, I got to ride it.
Nah, he was ducking us from before his debate with Caleb.
Yeah. No, I know that, but like after that, you know that he's got clout now. You know what I mean? So now he can come in, you know, chest puffed out and whatnot.
The cloud is one hell of a drug, man.
Yeah, it certainly is.
But it was cool though, because I like to always highlight, civil conversation. So I don't know what it is. Like some people can't have a conversation, some people can. And it was pretty good. Like he gave us acknowledgement for, addressing the topic.
That's cool.
There wasn't that much of a spiral. We had a little bit of fun, and he said, "Yo, shout out to you guys!" Like, and he showed us some respect. So
No, he
So no,
it
no
takes a couple
one tried to
conversations.
stab him. Is that what you're saying?
Thank you for setting the bar so low,
Yeah,
Ted.
I know. You're welcome. I did that for you.
He rolled out the red carpet for that one, didn't
God,
he?
that's so good. Whatever.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It was a great talk, though.
That's cool.
So. Do you feel like you made any headway with him or the other Glober that was in there as far as these flights? I mean, it's just like you said, it's like their go-to now. Forget about the curve. Forget about all the obvious things. They're just gonna focus on like these 3 flights that they've narrowed down.
He got one chance to pipe up on the TL about flights. He got a chance and a half of a chance to pipe up about it, even though he was in the space and he have these questions. So nah. If we made headway and he goes to the TL, it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean that's like they use their thumbs so much, and it's like, okay, if you guys are so like drawn to this conversation, and this is what you spam all the time, we giving you an opportunity to show up, and not only do you not show up, you start 3 or 4 spaces while we're live in order to keep from coming to talk to us. Me and Proud was just looking at this like, wait, what, bro? And they're never gonna give us a chance. Like they're never gonna acknowledge anything that we do. But the point was so that they can never say to anybody in the community, we never address the topics. Regardless if you show up or not, no one can tweet at you, Bill, you, Ted, you, Deb, you, Rufus, level heads. No one can tweet at us no more that we don't address the topics. Now we should never see that on the timeline anymore. If you decided to show up and join the conversation, great. If you didn't, that's tough. You should never make that claim ever again. And that's what we be trying to do, man. We're trying to change that narrative. I'm so sick of it, bro. So we trying to attack it head on. You feel me?
Speaking to me, man, right now. Like I was just like, because I was on that Caleb Spaces for a hot minute when I was waiting for y'all's, and he was running his, and I was just like, damn, what's going on here? It's odd timing.
I missed
but
it. We were trying to get everything together, so we didn't even see how that played out.
But I was just like, whoa, that Caleb's over here like on a flat earth flight. He's trying to, whatever. And I went in there, I crept in a little bit, and then he was cool. He's like, oh, he kept throwing me the mic, throwing me back, and I was watching my kids, so I was like on a silent mode and stuff. But then I took it real quick, and I was just saying what's up and everything, and but we were just talking about that. Like he's like, oh yeah, talking about debating him and going at him and destroying him. I'm like, dude, I'm just so I'm so over it. Like they want a piece of me about every 10 minutes of every day, and I've given so much like prior to this that I'm just over it, and I'm tired of the same things. Like today I was going at some dude, and he's just like, oh, on your map this flight doesn't exist. I'm like, where's my map? I thought I didn't have one.
Pick a side, bro. Pick a struggle. You can't say both.
Like, and he wouldn't even throw up the Gleasons. He wouldn't even throw up a map because he knew I was going to turn it around on him. And it was just the same thing with these same 3 flights or whatever, the Qantas and some other crap. And it's like, dude, let's get back to the basics. Let's talk about why the P1000 is destroying your livelihoods right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your curve doesn't exist, bro. It's just not there.
That's such a good point, bro. And that's why I said earlier, like, we're never going to get a chance because it doesn't matter what we talk about. Like, literally, I done tweeted about this all the time. Either we open up, because you know what they say, oh, you flirts don't understand the science. Okay, let's talk about the globe. Let's talk about relativity. Let's talk about orbital mechanics. Let's talk about the 3-body problem. Let's talk about the history of all the sciences, and let's see if we don't know science. Oh, well, why don't you guys just talk about flat Earth then? Okay, so now you're moving the goalpost. So let's talk about flat Earth then. Oh, you guys are just theorizing. It's just like, bro, you never gonna give us a chance to win anything. You always gonna complain. So even if we talk about simple things they're gonna say, "Oh, you're just avoiding the topic." I'm like, bro, we're literally addressing what you're saying. If we talk about things that are more in depth, it's like, "Oh, you guys are just avoiding the easy stuff." Bro, we're never gonna win. The point is literally just for that large. Me and Prab was talking about this, in regards to these polls. The largest group is the people that don't really know or have an idea about flat Earth. So when they hear these conversations, when they see the content that you guys drop, it's a seed that's planted. So it's not necessarily I'm gonna change a globe zealot's mind on what the shape or the dimension of the earth is. But someone's going to see your tweet. Someone's going to see something that Ted posts. Someone's going to see something that Rufus posts. Someone's going to see something that Proud posts. And they're going to say, that's interesting. And then they're going to see the hashtags. They're going to see Level Has Flat Earth Fridays. Oh, these guys are actually having conversations about this. Let me pop in and see what this group is really talking about. Because they're not just memeing everywhere. They're showing you real observations, whether it's coming from TikTok, whether it's coming from YouTube. Like these things are like the real life things that we're observing, and everything that we're claiming, like we could reproduce. So whether they want to discredit, whatever content we're putting out, you can't discredit the effort and the energy and the point that we're trying to prove is like, hey, we want to talk about this. We're trying to figure out the truth, and that's the most important thing. And you shouldn't be trying to knock us off our path. You should be joining and trying to help out discover what the truth really is. So that's like the main goal. You feel me?
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
said it better myself, my man. I just wished.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna stop saying I wish.
I keep posting the thing to people who are talking shit on Twitter, and they won't take the bait. I don't know why. I'm so confused. Why won't they take the bait?
To come talk in here right now?
Yes.
I retweeted it too. I didn't even know that you guys were live. I'm like, oh no, you guys gotta know. Like the way that you guys be all up in their mentions, bro, y'all better pull up now, bro.
You know they know.
Oh, they do.
They're the first replies we get all the time.
They're probably starting another space with all 6 of them. That shit was funny, by the way.
I know.
When they were sitting there, and
like the recorded space, I'm like, dude, there's 4 people in there. What the fuck is going on?
I heard it got a little live. Somebody was saying something in the chats about it, but
and Flat Earth Fridays?
No, they had a space. Was it Friday night too, or was it last night? I can't remember. But
it's like this, the Hangover, whatever. The flat, and they're using
your
hashtag.
You talk about those? Yeah, bro.
You've seen that, right?
So, like, I don't really want to give them no platform because it's just like it's so annoying.
Just don't even talk about them.
Yo, it's so annoying because it's not an honest effort, right? Because I wouldn't mind if they approached it in a way where it's like, okay, you guys had a conversation on Flat Earth Fridays. Let's create a safe space for the Globe Zealots to come because, they scared to come talk to us for some reason. And let's review some of the things that they talk about. And it's like, that's not what you guys are doing. Like, you complain that all we post is memes and GIFs and things like that. And then you open up a space and just mock us and start memeing and GIFing basically on the mic. So it's like, you're not adding any value to the conversation. So it's just corny to me. Like, I don't understand it. There's nothing that you could do, whether we're clowning them or whether we're approaching it in like, a legitimate manner. You're never gonna please these guys, bro. No, so it's just like you extend the olive branch and then they just like shit on you. It's just like, bro, that's so corny to me.
Yeah,
can't respect it.
I don't know how Peter's even still standing right now, though. I really don't.
How many times we catching him in 4K doing weird shit? Like, he came up here, like, when I sat there and watched y'all episode 2, bro, that shit was so funny to me. I'm like, bro, I cannot believe this, how this guy could behave so differently on different platforms. Like, it just doesn't make no sense. You come and show the utmost respect on the mic and then go to the timeline and just talk crazy. It's like, how do you look at yourself in the mirror? Where is the...
Bro. And that's
seriously,
I was trying to, I saw y'all's point, like, yo, but he is up in there giving props and shit. I'm like, yeah, but dude, he is a condescending prick, bro. Like, straight up, and like he does it in such a way, like you were saying.
I fucking hated him from day one. I'm not even gonna lie. I swear to God, the first time I heard that tone come out of his mouth, I was like, "This dude is full of shit, man."
Yeah, it's so true. Like if we could go back into the tweets or into our text, because we have a group text as things going on, and we'll kind of comment back and forth and everything. Bro, there was like 2 hours of Peter and like what he was, and no, now he's gonna do this. Watch, and sure enough, he would like be a condescending prick. Here comes that statement. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if I could just get a chance to rebuttal or whatever.
May I speak? May
I speak? Yeah,
Permission to speak.
That's the one.
There you
That's
go.
the one.
And he puts his hand on his heart, raises his hand. If I didn't take you guys seriously, I wouldn't be here. And everyone to the timeline. Oh, I don't take these guys seriously. Like, bro, make up your two-faced mind, bro. What is it?
It's so bad. At least on me 24/7. Like, fuck, man, you're all over the place. You're a different person, and I get it. At first, I kind of gave him respect, and because he said like, "Oh, Twitter's one thing, blah blah blah," but now he's going in spaces and talking shit and using your hashtag, and
yeah, that's
a
brutal.
fucking
That's raw.
slap in the face. That's the same
That's
shit
raw.
he did to me when I made some comment about proving something, and he took my comment and started posting it to people about religion using my words in context of saying prove God, blah blah blah. Like using my
Wow.
words in a different way. I was like, that's so fucked up, man. And he even
And these are
admitted it.
people that have like all the years of science behind them. They got all the, resources. Like you shouldn't have to be like that. Like if you really believe that we're mistaken and you got all the information, then you should just be like normal. Like you should just approach it in an honest manner. Like by doing that is just showing me that you either don't have a position or you're not feeling confident in yourself, or there's some deep rooted issue within your life that you're taking it out on us about. Because I mean, bro, like we literally co-hosted this guy. See, that was the other thing, adjustment that we made, bro. Like we trying to like make the Globe Earthers super comfortable. So me and Proud was like, well, let's co-host some Globe Earthers. For all you guys that don't get like the backstory, you got to go tap into, the Bill and Ted podcast. You got to go tap into Twitter X and go look at some of our tweets and all the episode of Flat Earth Fridays to kind of get the concept of some of these people that we're talking about, because there's history there. So like, we're listening to our audience, and we want people to feel comfortable to have the conversation. So we say, okay, well, let's co-host some Globe Earthers. Maybe that will make them feel comfortable.
You're not
Still
even
don't
going to believe this. Guess who's in the green room?
Who's that?
Peter?
No way.
Peter's in the green room.
Of course, of course.
We can only fit
Like,
6
wait.
people though.
Nah,
Hey,
I know.
no. You guys stay in here. I got to drop out.
All right, man. Love you, Rufus.
Yeah, love
All
you
right,
guys,
Rufus.
man. It was
Big
good,
Rufus,
man.
my
I got
guy.
some stuff going on with the kids.
Just so you know, I'm taking my leash off.
Dun, dun,
I kept
I
it
can't
on
wait
last
to
time.
listen.
I kept it on last time.
Brian, I know you're out there. Did you want to come in and say something before we call him
Space
up?
has also said the room is full. You got to look down there and boot some people who are just
Yeah,
listening.
hey, love you guys. All right,
Love you too,
I'm
man.
just gonna listen to this on the back end,
Yep.
so I'll drop out of the room too and leave some room for some others to pop in.
Cool.
Gang, gang, gang.
Yep.
Later, dude.
Good chatting with you guys.
Later, bro.
Late.
Yeah, no, I made an announcement on X saying that it's full and we're good. Then that was while Matt was on there. I didn't, you know what I mean? Because I figured we were probably gonna coast out with that, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go," but people just still kept coming. Yeah, so people still kept coming in, and of course, like, yeah,
Is it only a 6 mic max on this?
6
For
mic
now,
max,
yes.
and like only
9
the
in
waiting
the-
room
in
can
the
only
room.
hold so many too. So if there's anybody down there listening, I can't see it. Bill, are there people down there listening? Ask them.
Yeah, so I was saying, so
yeah,
Nate's
whoever's
still
down
in
there
here.
listening, just please drop out. We're sorry. We're not trying to be
Yeah,
assholes,
Nate,
but there's other people waiting.
We
to
love
even come
you,
in.
and thanks for being here. And he's out, so it's just Peter's in the weight room. Sheepdog said he just wanted to chill and listen, so I didn't want to, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Sheepdog Legend.
Yes,
Never
sir.
know.
So, but Sheep, do you mind if we give some room for peeps to pop in?
He's
Let me
coming on
know.
the
All
podcast
right.
anyway. We're gonna talk.
Oh,
to him
you'll be on the
soon, too.
podcast soon?
Yeah, we're gonna
All
talk
right,
to him
yeah.
about COVID. We'll see. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna have to go on Rumble or Rock Fan. I don't know if that's gonna be able to go
Yeah,
on
he
YouTube,
said
but hopefully.
he wanted to show some love. So yes, love is shown. Back at you, my man. We'll see you soon. All right,
Who down
ladies
there
and
now?
gentlemen,
Yeah. Oh, is he here?
we welcome back with grace Peter Suzuki.
Glowinski.
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 Hey, this ain't a level heads room, motherfucker.
Yes. And
Let them know the difference.
We were nice to you last time. It's not going to be the same this time if you're going to be an asshole. So let's see what you got to say.
Hey, it's good to be here, guys.
Is it?
How are you guys doing?
Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So can you explain why you're stealing Sacred and Proud's hashtag to try to get people to look at your stupid space?
Just trying to build, a large following.
So you're trying to ride on other people's coattails is what you're saying.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so let's clip that, Death. Mark it. It's at, no, hold on. It's at 2 hours and 25 minutes. Clip that and post it everywhere so we can all know. Anyway,
Bro, they
so
have no
continue.
shame.
I don't have shame. What the fuck is shame? I don't care.
Nah, that's true.
Have you not met me, Sacred? No, I'm kidding.
The fog of war is thick, man.
No, I
The
was
battlefield's
nice
dirty.
to Peter last time I tried to be.
He was.
And then he is doing this hangovers like, oh, Flat Earth Friday hangovers because you're drunk from the stupidity and I'm going to steal their hashtag and I'm going to talk shit on them. Like, that's just not fucking cool, man. We can disagree, but that is just not cool. Take it over, whoever. Go. I don't know.
No, Peter, give a chance to rebuttal on that.
Rebuttal to what? I just said
That
I answered your
accusation that
question.
you asked a question? What was the question?
No, what was the accusation? You asked me a question. I answered, and now you asked me for a rebuttal. To what?
Is it
Why, when we're all treating you with grace and civility, you go and turn on us for no reason? Why,
Well,
when we
I'm
allow
only
you to
human.
speak, why when I give you a co-host, why when we invite you into the space, why when all of the audience says, get Peter out of there, we tired of hearing his voice, he's boring, we don't want to listen to him, we don't like it in Flat Earth Fridays, and we say, hey guys, we want to make sure that we curate space and comfortability for the Globers as well. You still turn around, you ad hom, you do weird shit, you put us in a bad light. You just approach the conversation completely opposite when you're on the mic, when you're on the TL, and now you're taking it from Twitter and you're going into spaces and you're speaking down on us for no reason. We're asking you, why are you two-faced like that? What is causing you to behave like that when we've accepted you into, our community to speak?
I don't know. It's a tough question. Maybe it's jealousy.
Okay.
Bro, this is why I can't take this guy serious, because he's like, he has no shame. It's like he's just gonna say, yeah, I'm a shithead, I'm an asshole, I do whatever the hell I want, I don't care what you guys do, we're gonna do what we want to do over here, and yeah, I'm just okay with that. It's just like, bro, so what's the point of even having a conversation? You're creating more flat earthers than we are, so I appreciate that, but like, we just don't appreciate the two-faced shit.
You want
weird.
my guess?
Maybe I'm a double agent.
Maybe
Sacred.
you're having a midlife crisis and you figured maybe you can come on and fuck with some flat earthers and have never looked into it for 2 seconds. That's my guess.
I had my midlife crisis like 10 years ago.
Fair enough.
What was
Okay.
his name?
Look, man.
P-Dub. Yeah, go ahead.
You,
Sorry.
you realizing that you're jealous and all this shit needs to happen before you end up being a dickhead on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck. It doesn't need to happen after the fact.
I love that.
Order of events matter.
Exactly.
I'm not sure I follow, but carry on.
You follow.
Dude, the point made, man.
So did you bring us some fantastic facts about the globe today?
Hold on, Bill. I'm sorry. No
Oh
disrespect,
yeah, anything
Bill.
you want, buddy.
No disrespect.
None.
But before we get to
None.
that, did you come in second place to be in like the play in elementary school? Is that why you crave attention so much?
In what place? For what?
grade school. What do you call it? I don't know where you're from, so I don't know what you guys call it there. But, the early years of school when they have little plays where you dress up like a turkey or a Christmas
No, we
tree
didn't
or
have
something.
those, dude. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So that's what it is.
Some
You
of your
didn't even-
memes fly over my head.
You didn't even get to do that, so that's why you want attention so bad.
They didn't kill all the Indians, Ted.
My family is
We learned other stuff.
Like what?
I don't know, back then, like how to defeat NATO, I guess.
You're doing a great job of it. They're fucking
No.
defeated, bro.
No, we are NATO now, so we're doing the opposite.
Okay. So
I know it's too much. It's
So
too
did
much.
you-
But
did
ask
you
me
bring a
questions
globe
that you're
proof this
ready
time?
to get answers to.
Did you bring a glove
Don't
proof
ask
this
me.
time since last time you admitted that you can't prove any of it?
Yeah, like I actually bought a globe since the last time we spoke.
Did
I'm
you
looking
read
at
the
it
sticker
right
on
now.
the bottom where it says it's not for educational purposes?
Hold on, where is it?
Unless you
On the
got it off
bottom.
the back of a truck or something, it should be on the bottom.
No, I got it off Amazon.
Oh.
No, at the bottom is Antarctica. You would have never guessed.
No, the stand that it's on, the stand.
Yeah?
Look on the bottom
Yeah,
of the
no.
stand.
No, I got nothing.
Oh, okay. But you probably couldn't read it anyway if it was there, so.
I got my globe right here.
I mean, I'm trying, but there's nothing there.
And they still making money selling globes to you zealots, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like $50. It wasn't cheap.
Why don't they
Oh my
use globes
God.
in the cockpit of a plane?
In a way, they do. It's in the computer.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do you have
actually, a better
back-
question, why do they use gyroscopes in a plane?
Oh, they got to know which way they're flying.
A gyroscope doesn't show you which way you're flying.
Oh, it should. Well, a gyroscope saved my dad's life one.
Well, I don't even know that you had a dad. So, I just want to know about why are gyroscopes in planes? Because you guys claim
So they know which way. So they know which way the wings are and the plane is.
that
but
is
in
has
relation
nothing
to the Earth.
to do with the gyroscope.
What's an artificial horizon then?
What does that have to do with wind?
Wings.
And direction of the plane. Isn't a compass used for that?
Well, that's
Even
a different
GPS.
question. Do you know what an artificial horizon is? A gyro horizon?
Listen, man. I just want to know.
You asked me a question. Why do they have a gyro? I'm telling you.
Hey, listen. I'm asking you a question right now. Tell me
Go ahead.
why they have gyroscopes on planes.
So they know which way the plane is oriented in relation to the ground.
And how does that happen? How does the gyroscope
Because of
work to show them?
Well, if you could look up an artificial horizon, you will see a picture and you'll get it in like 2 seconds.
I'm asking you. You say you know everything, so I want to know how a gyroscope
Well, how do you
works.
know if you're flying, let's say, level or not?
How does a gyroscope work? If you had a gyroscope in front of you and you wanted to demonstrate to a classroom full of students how it worked, what would you do?
I guess I would use it.
How would you use it? Talk to me like
I
I'm
would show
5,
them-
since that's how you think we are anyway.
I would show them that you can spin it and it'll remain level,
Okay,
and
so
then when
you'd
you
spin
tilt
it, you'd
in
spin it,
relation.
you'd spin it, and it would remain level as you moved whatever held it, right? It would maintain rigidity in
Right.
space. Can we
There
agree
you
on
go.
that?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
in
so now when
disagreement
it's
with-
in a plane and it's maintaining rigidity in space, separate from gravity, you can't claim any of that garbage. As it's in the plane and the plane goes around the curve of the Earth, why does the gyroscope remain level?
That's not what I'm talking about.
That's
at
what
all.
I'm talking about. So answer my question. I don't care what you're talking about. This isn't your
Because
podcast.
the plane is always level in relation to the Earth.
It's okay, so you're telling me that gravity is manipulating the gyroscope.
It's manipulating everything.
So it's manipulating the gyroscope. Just please say that gravity is manipulating the gyroscope. Please say it.
The plane remains level to the Earth.
Answer my question. You're saying that it remains level to the Earth. What's causing it to remain level?
The gravity.
So gravity is manipulating the gyroscope. That's what you're saying. Please make that official claim.
Gravity manipulates everything.
Okay,
Yes,
so say,
including the gyros.
Okay, there you go. Awesome. You're an idiot, and we will talk about this later. You just said that gravity is manipulating the gyroscope, and that is exactly what a gyroscope is made to do, is to maintain rigidity in space independent of all other variables. So if there was a gyroscope in planes, there wouldn't need to be if there was some computer calculation that adjusted them, which they can't prove, they can't show. There's been times proven where the people, pilots have called in and said, oh, the thing's messing up. And they're like, oh, just turn it off. It'll be fine. And guess what? The gyroscope worked fine. It's not doing anything. It's a gyroscope that's maintaining rigidity in space, and you guys are claiming that a computer is adjusting for that, but you can't tell us a calculation. You can't tell us anything. And for you to claim that gravity is fucking pulling it around the curve and maintaining it is absolutely preposterous. And if you're making that claim, please show me the formula for how that happens and at what speed and how it works.
I did
E
not make
equals
such claim.
MC automatically.
Oh.
Sorry. I know I was a little
God,
long-winded there. I apologize.
I wish StreamYard has like emojis so we could spam laugh and shit.
Dude, I know. I've been looking for them.
Oh, Death could throw some in later.
Just strewn them about.
I sure as fuck can.
Dude, you just tried to tell us that gravity is affecting a gyroscope.
Yeah, I stand by that statement.
I'm so glad that you do.
You know, it's funny. Like first he said it was direction, and then he changed his explanation to orientation. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, you're smarter than I am. I didn't even catch that. So I was busy picking up on the gravity thing. Because that's fucking
Bro, I've been
awesome.
trying to get you to get your Neuralink. You don't want to get it installed.
No.
That's the
So
mark.
what else? Is there
That's the
anybody
mark.
else down there? Because Peter's just, he's doing
Peter, listen, we appreciate you coming on.
Is there?
Thanks,
Wait,
guys.
can you
It was
find?
good to be here.
Hold on. What? I just have one question before that. Can you find one thing that you agree with us on? I know you track our posts like a fucking teenage girl, so tell me one thing.
Yeah. That in order to have an atmosphere around the Earth, we need a form of containment.
Oh, another clip.
Oh, you goddamn right we do.
So what's that form? What's that form of containment? May I ask?
The downward acceleration vector that we observe on Earth.
Observe.
Oh
Okay.
I mean, you
That's
observe it. I
containment?
know you observe it.
Bro,
You
all
can
you have
just-
to do is just bend and warp space, and then you get a
You can just
container.
use
Duh.
You can just use little a. You don't need a G. It's the
No,
same
right.
shit, man.
That's where I meet you. He asked me, whichever one that was. He asked me,
Okay.
what do I
Don't act
agree
like
with?
you don't know.
And I said, I was distracted, and your face is not on camera. So,
Neither is yours.
So he asked me where I would meet you, where I would agree. And I do agree that there's an acceleration and it serves as a form of containment for the atmosphere.
But you can't observe it affecting gases anywhere, dude.
Oh, yeah, you can. Of course you can.
Where?
Would you like a citation?
How many fucking containers do you need to do it?
Oh, just one.
There you go.
Where?
You need a, so can you real quick and then we're done. So you're saying that because of gravity, it holds air molecules or gas molecules down to the earth, correct?
You said the G word, buddy. I said the acceleration acts on the
Okay,
particles.
well
Yeah, it acts
what's
on-
the acceleration in your mind?
In my mind, that would be gravity.
Okay. So you're saying that gravity
What is it in your mind?
The agreed upon average of downward acceleration.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Let's work with that definition.
No. Let's go with gravity.
No, I agree. I concede that definition works for me. No, I
Okay.
don't need gravity.
So whatever it is holding air molecules, gas molecules, whatever you want to say, to the Earth, right? It's stopping them from being sucked out into the, I know you want to claim it's not vacuum, but the negative pressure of space, correct?
It's making them fall down onto the Earth, yeah.
Okay, so do you, since I can't avoid gravity, man, because you believe gravity, and that's what this.
I just did. There's an
Okay,
acceleration
so
for
do you
whatever
believe
reason.
that gravity, the center point of that, is at the center of a sphere?
It could be. It could be also on a flat Earth for some
Okay,
reason. Acceleration downwards. I don't
Okay,
know.
so
You tell me.
acceleration downwards, yes. So you're saying that at the top of the atmosphere, the tippy top of the atmosphere, that it's being held down by Earth's gravity. That's what's stopping.
It's falling down.
Yes. So, but
falling
that's what's pulling on it, stopping it from being displaced into the vacuum or the negative pressure of space.
You're asking what I'm saying, so listen
Yes.
to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that things happen to be falling down onto the Earth for some reason that I don't fully understand.
Okay, but you're also
All
saying
things that we observe
you're
keep falling
also
down.
saying that causes a container for pressure.
Yeah,
So
the
you
same
have
way
to
it
believe that
causes
something
container
is
for
pulling
you
it.
and I, right?
You have to believe that something is pulling it down in some way. So what I'm
Yeah, I'd like to find out what it is. If
okay.
you could make a
So
positive
if
claim
you
about it.
Y'all still here with me? Can y'all hear me?
yes, we can hear you. Hold on one second, dude. So mute till you talk because it's echoing.
Yeah,
back.
we're getting
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I knew there would be some kinks. Oh, hold up. They got me
Jason,
in.
you got to
They
mute
got
up,
me in,
bro.
guys.
Yeah, I didn't let him know he was coming in, so just
Oh,
mute
yeah.
up for us for a second.
Hey, my bad, guys. We're kind of dual casting
Yeah,
here.
mute up for 1 second. I'm finishing up with Peter here, and then
Hey, gonna go ahead and bury him real quick.
you're good. So we're talking about a downward vector. I don't care what you call it. You're saying that replaces the container, which causes a negative pressure to be able to be next to a positive pressure. Correct?
The last part I didn't comprehend, but there's acceleration.
You started
and things
this
keep falling.
off with talking about a container and how there cannot be a container.
Yeah, it
is
contains
that there's
the
a
atmosphere,
downward
yeah.
vector that is, yes, containing the atmosphere that is drawing it downwards in some way, whether a flat Earth or globe Earth. There is something drawing it down, correct?
100% agreed.
Okay, so you familiar with propane, helium, whatever? Take whatever gas you like, right?
Yep.
Do you believe that? Okay, so I can't avoid gravity, man. So whatever
Yeah,
the
you can. You've been doing great.
whatever the downward force is, do you believe that it would be stronger at the Earth's surface than it is up in the sky? The higher you go.
That's a positive claim you're making.
I'm not making that. I asked a question. I didn't make a positive claim. I asked
Well,
what
you're
you believe.
hinting at it. But let me think. I would think yes.
Okay, so stronger
closer,
at the
yeah,
surface,
definitely.
correct?
Yeah.
So how does helium not escape our atmosphere?
Because it also tries to fall on the ground.
Yeah, so if I put helium in a shoebox at ground level where gravity or the downward force is stronger, why can it raise up there, but in the sky where gravity is or the downward force is weaker, why does gravity or the downward force then hold it in against the vacuum or negative pressure of space?
Oh, yeah. If you put helium, let's say, in an empty box, there will be a pressure gradient in that box exactly the same way for the same reason.
No, there won't be a pressure gradient in that box because if you put helium
Would you like a citation?
If you put helium in a box, it's going to immediately escape. I'm talking about a shoebox, which I said.
Oh, okay. Well, shoebox, yeah. No,
Okay. So why doesn't
particles.
the gravity and or downward vector hold it to the ground where gravity and or the downward vector is stronger?
It does. The
No, it
downward
does
vector
not. If you
acts
put
on it,
helium
yeah.
in a shoebox, it's going to stay in it.
Is there air in the shoebox?
There's helium in the shoebox, and it's sitting in a room.
And nothing else? Just pure helium in a sealed shoebox? Like, what
No,
is the
I
shoebox?
didn't say sealed. I
Sealed.
said a
Bro,
shoebox.
this
I don't care if
dude is
it's sealed
red
or not.
herring
Well, then
everywhere.
Yeah, he is.
the air is going to replace the helium.
Okay, and where's the
Push
helium
it
going to
out.
go? It's going to go upwards,
Gonna
right?
go- Yeah, but not all the
Okay,
way.
so it's going to
gonna
go
stop at one point.
upwards away from the ground where your gravity is strongest, but you claim that at the highest lengths of the atmosphere that the gravity is holding on to this helium, therefore it does not escape into the lower pressure. How do you reconcile
Right.
that?
Very easily using your favorite force called buoyancy.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't work.
Makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, buoyancy is defined as a force generated by an opposing force and then a difference in density between the two medium. That's what causes the pushing in the opposite direction.
Pushing? What is that?
Yeah. Force in your language.
It's a force.
You said it
Bro.
pushes it
Listen,
up, right?
man,
So
you're
that's
not
I'm
fucking
using
making
your
any
verb.
sense at all. You're arguing against what you're saying. You're telling me
Do you believe in buoyancy?
don't try to play. You think everybody's stupid and you're so smart. You're not gonna play that fucking game with me.
Yeah, we believe
I
in
just said, do you
equilibrium.
believe in it? Not
We
if
believe
you
in
know about it.
equilibrium and pressure mediation.
I'm asking you a question. You're telling me that our atmosphere, which is made up of many gases, is held to the earth by a downward force and or gravity. You agree that gravity and or this downward force would be strongest at ground level, but you're telling me somehow at ground level it escapes it then, but then it goes high up and says, "Oh shit, gravity's got me. I better stop." This is what you're saying.
No, it doesn't. It can do both. It can be affected by the vector.
You didn't know gravity could do everything, Ted. You didn't know that? Gravity does
It
everything.
can
That's
bend
that
light
magic
around a ball.
G
Okay,
word.
Peter.
Shows you that it doesn't.
Peter, it's been awesome. I think we're done
It's been
with
a
you.
pleasure, Ted.
Yeah.
Well, it's your call, buddy.
No, it is
Take
my
care.
call. You're right. So bye. And we're gonna
Yeah,
take a lot of
bye-bye.
fun clips from this. Quit stealing
Is
Flat
it
Earth
cowboy?
Fridays
Alright,
hashtag.
Yeah, so
talk to you.
basically, just like you said, Peter, it's all about space management. And I didn't get as much complaints this past Friday, even though we started kind of late while you were not attending. So we definitely
done.
got more positive reviews without you being on the mic. So I'm just letting you know from here on out, you continue to mock what we do as we put an honest effort forward. You will continue to be in timeout. So feel free to use whatever you want to use for your own personal image or whatever the case is. But all truthers could see through your deception, your weird behavior, and we won't tolerate it over here. So every time you mock us, that'll be another week away from Flat Earth Friday.
Okay.
So hope you enjoy.
Thanks, Sacred.
And I'm
And, you know,
gonna tell the truth
can I
because
just-
Sacred is being nice. Every single person has asked Sacred to not let you speak anymore, and Sacred and Proud are the only ones continuing to let you speak because we all know, and he knows too. He's not dumb. Don't think he doesn't know. We all know you're there to waste time and deflect and take up our time from talking about anything else. We've been through this. Sacred's the only one still allowing you to talk, and you still disrespect him constantly, and that's fucked up.
Something for me to think about. Hey, Sacred, it's all good. All is fair in love and meme wars, okay?
Ain't no love, bro. I don't love no
No.
haters.
And
Sorry.
meme wars. So
What's up, Jason? What's going on, man?
What's up, Jason?
We are at almost 3 hours, just so y'all know.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna wrap it up
What's
here
going
soon.
on, man?
Oh, snap. Y'all put in that work.
Oh, you put in the
unmute,
work.
Unmute. We can't hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Hey guys, hey.
Oh,
Hey,
he's
y'all.
in that
The other
space.
space.
That's
There
why.
you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're live, guys. Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going
Peter
on?
was just
Space
breaking
in the
down
house.
about Peter was just breaking down Peter Arabu, or however I say it. I'm sorry, I've never even tried to pronounce your name or even ask, but he was perfect. All right, cool. He was just breaking down about how we were joking about that Peter that was with y'all, how stubborn, and he's like a rock and he'll never change. And then I joked to Peter and here about like now he's gonna break it down about how actually he's right for being stubborn and why being a Peter is a good thing. And well, if you know this Peter, you know what he does.
Yep.
Which Peter's that?
Arabu.
Noted.
So Peter is the rock, so he's gonna act like a rock.
Break it down. Wait. I got you close to the cam so they can hear you. Break it down for him, Peter, real quick. Y'all gonna love this.
All right, you're putting me on the spot, so I don't know what we're trying to do. So the Peter, so I'm named after my grandfather, and his name was, they called him Patros. I speak the ancient language that Abraham and Nebuchadnezzar speak. So Patros is what they used to call me too. They used to call me Patros. So he named me Peter. And so in America, it's going to be better instead of calling you Patros. So well, I found out that Patros is actually Bet Rus. And what's Bet Rus? That means the house of Rus. Like Russia, the house of Russia. Kind of like Belarus, that's Beled Rus means the home of Rus. Beled is like a home. And then what's Rus? Rus is Asher. Who's Asher? Russia backwards is Asher. And who's Asher? Asher is the first army, the Assyrians. And this is George Bush's family till this day. Bush, Ash. They're telling you their name. Hitler was Asher. George Bush is Asher. George Soros is Asher. Schwarzenegger is Asher. Henry Ford is Asher. Trump is Asher. Even Kennedy, Kennedian, that means another one that's ours. That's another Asher. So we're dealing with ancient Asher, and he's playing fake money magic on the rest of the family members with this current of our seas, with the words that they call money, but money actually means German. And the everybody, they're hoarding the current of the seas of the rest of the family members. And that's why in all the financial terms is water lingo, because water is the real money, and someone's built these dams controlling the waters, and we're all here to fix the waters.
Isn't that impressive as fuck, man?
Dude.
You know, you sound crazy as fuck when you say we're here to fix the waters. And then you say something like that, and you're like,
this is what happens in my podcast, by the way.
That's pretty damn wild, brother.
Yeah, this is how we roll in the J space, man.
Oh, crazy like. Who's that?
Well, dude,
who else?
We found out Hillary's hairy.
I don't know if you heard. He said, then we found out
That's the best
hairy.
part. That's the best part, you know.
That's awesome.
So what are y'all doing? Just dunking on heliosexuals tonight?
None of them will come in except Peter.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Well, at least one of them had the testicular fortitude to show up and grab a mic.
Peter,
I got a mic.
Oh, are you Globy?
I am convinced the Earth is spherical. Yes.
Oh, y'all, we got a hot one. We got a hot one.
What's your best proof that you live on a spinning wobbly water ball?
Spinning wobbly water ball.
Yep.
Not all spheres are balls. Not all balls are spheres either. I can pull down my pants and show you that, but I'm not going to do that.
Very nice. What in a non sequitur, red herring, incoherent? What?
Like mother, like son. She told me the same thing, and now you're talking about showing me your balls. I don't know what's going on, man.
I only have the one ball. I had cancer. One was removed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
That might explain your obsession with balls, but please go on.
You're the one that used the word ball. I'm trying to avoid the word ball.
Clearly.
Now we know why.
Oblate spheroid. Go ahead. Fucking
No,
Jesus.
his testicles are pear-shaped, guys.
Of course it is. So not
I
all
hope you
spheres
guys
are
are all doing
balls.
well.
That doesn't tell us your proof of a globe.
I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. I would like to start. You were talking with that Peter, I believe his name was earlier, about the atmosphere and stuff. I would like to take sort of a note from that and try and start with something that we can agree on, if you don't mind. I think that we can agree that there are only two possible geometric orientations for the Earth and the sky. I can call someone in a city a few time zones away. I can call my mother, who is in like 8 time zones away, and we can see that we can make observations from these different locations at the same time, and we can see that the sun is at different angles, that the moon and the stars are at different angles. So this means one of two things: that the ground is bent, or that the sky is somehow bent, or that we're looking up at things from different angles because the Earth is flat and they're local. So if none of these heavenly objects are local, then the change in angle from place to place is due to the Earth being at a different angle, not due to the object in the sky being at a different angle.
Okay. I'm still
So if we can prove that the stars, the moon, the sun are not local, that is definitive proof that the Earth is round.
And how are you going to prove that?
You can take measurements fairly easily with basic telescope equipment.
And what measurements
you,
are you using?
You can take a measurement of the moon. You can take a measurement of the stars.
And how do you know the distance to size ratio?
You can measure the distance between 2 points. A good way to do that would be to do a vertical difference. So you could take the Burj Dubai and take a measurement of the moon from the bottom of the Burj Dubai, measure the angle that it is at. At the same time, someone else with a telescope can measure the angle from the top of the Burj Dubai. And if it's at the same angle, then the Earth is round.
That doesn't prove the size and or what you're picking up. If something is 300 times further and 300 times larger, how do you know the difference? And don't argue that, because they claim the reason that the sun and the moon eclipse each other is because they're 500 times further and 500 times bigger. So how do you differentiate the size and the distance?
I'm not talking about the moon versus the sun. I'm talking about one object. You can use
Okay,
any
and how
object.
do
You
you
can use the
know?
sun. You can use the moon. You can
Again,
use a star.
Okay, if the moon was 500 times bigger than it is and 500 times further, how would you differentiate that?
You can narrow it down.
I don't want to narrow it down. You're saying
Narrow?
definite. I'm asking you, how do you differentiate that?
Measurements, homie.
It's basic geometry.
Okay, I love when people say that. That's always their go-to. Basic geometry, basic trigonometry, and then they don't understand it.
The flat Earth is a geometric claim. If you don't want to engage in the geometry, if you don't want to engage in the geometry,
hey,
then you have no right whatsoever
Bring
to
it
claim
down.
that the Earth is flat.
Are a
You're just
guest
spinning
here.
your wheels and being part of a club.
Here we
You're
go.
a guest here.
Hold on. He's
You're a
getting his
guest
15
here,
minutes.
and I asked you a
He's getting his
question.
15 minutes.
How do you, don't try to get rage.
I'm not raging.
Tell
Calm
me,
down,
how
dude.
do you differentiate if something is 500 times further and 500 times larger? How are you doing that?
Differentiate between what two things? What two things am I trying to differentiate? Here? I want you to be clear.
If you're taking your calculations and you're saying that you can tell how far the moon is and the sun is and the stars are, to say that they're not local, which you said would prove that the Earth is a sphere, how do you know how far they are and what size they are?
I'm using not local to be like not within 100,000
You're
kilometers.
still not answering my question.
Like,
That's an upper
don't-
bound.
isn't the
That's not
sun
an
and the
exact
moon
measurement,
relatively the
that's an
same?
upper bound.
Isn't the sun and the moon relatively the same size?
From your
They
perspective.
have
Apparently.
an angular size roughly of a half a degree. And that
So
can be measured.
this is what Ted is referring to. So if you're saying, hey, we could tell by these angular sizes, and one of them is 240,000 miles away, the other one is 93 million miles away, how do you do that? He's
I
asking
wasn't
that
talking about
directly.
sizes. I was just talking about direction. So angle above the
Wait,
horizon,
what?
angle above the horizon, and compass direction.
How does the direction
Where it
prove
is.
the shape of the Earth?
Basic geometry.
Explain your
if you're
basic
taking-
geometry.
I am. If you're taking two measurements, one from 1 kilometer above the other vertically, and you're taking measurements of the moon and the moon is at the same angle to, let's say you have a resolution of a decent telescope, you can probably get 0.05 of a degree.
This is a long answer.
Yeah. I'm asking
It's
you a
basic
simple
geometry.
question, man. You're talking about simple geometry, so make it simple instead of giving us word salad. How do
If you don't understand
differentiate the
trigonometry,
size? Now you're going
Now
to
it's trigonometry.
trigonometry. You just jumped from geometry to trigonometry. I'm asking you a
trigonometry
question.
is geometry.
How
Trigonometry
are
is a
you
field
are
of
you Connie number
geometry.
2? Are you Connie number 2?
Is it basic
You
geometry?
sound just like
Yes.
him, man. I'm asking you a question. If you're telling
Yes,
me
and I'm
something,
answering it, and you just don't want to
you're
engage.
not. You're
with the
avoiding it
answer.
at all costs, is what you're
I am
doing.
not avoiding it at all costs. You just
If
refuse to be able to engage with the
shut
geometry. You're making a geometric claim
shut up, you
and
stink.
not
Shut up,
engaging
you stink.
with the geometry.
Hey, there's no reason to get upset. We're all level-headed in here,
I'm
right?
not
Sacred?
upset.
Hey, fuck you, guy.
See what
Okay?
see what he did there, Sacred? See what he did there, Sacred?
I see that. See the plug.
Okay, so how do you differentiate the size and distance? It's very fucking simple, man.
I was talking about direction, not size.
So how does the you came into this talking about how what you're going to tell us proves a sphere. How does direction
No,
prove a
no, I
sphere?
didn't.
Yes,
You
you
asked.
did.
You
Yes,
led with a
you
question.
did. You
I
said,
came in
if
and you
this
led
blah,
with a
blah, blah,
question,
then
which
it
is,
proves a
how
sphere.
do you
What
evidence
happened
do you
to
have for a sphere?
distance, Eric? What happened to that? Where did that go? That was the whole thing in the beginning.
He is fucking spiraling. That's what he's doing. This is what happens every time. And they're going to accuse us of it, but he can't answer a fucking simple
I just
question.
want to know why simple geometry hasn't told me the distance yet.
Yeah, that was the whole point. And now you're saying it's about
It's telling you the
direction.
lower bound for the distance, not local. Can we agree that if the moon is more than 100,000 kilometers away, it counts as not local?
First of all,
can we agree on that?
In an infinite expanding
why are you
universe? No.
yelling? No, I can't agree on that. First of all, and second of all, why are we talking in kilometers? This is America, motherfucker. All right? We're
This is
talking
not
about
America. This is
miles.
Vancouver, Canada, motherfucker.
And on top of that, that's still
Is the Earth flat in America but round in Canada?
No one's saying that. So anyway,
Then what the fuck does it matter?
It still doesn't prove how anything you're saying proves a ball.
It's a joke, you whiny bitch.
Who?
You. Trust me, he's not talking to me that way.
I think he is. He may be mistaken.
Oh,
You sound
you
just
gotta-
like Connie, dude. Are you his son?
He does,
Are you
dude.
his redheaded stepchild?
I'm bald.
Fair enough.
What about the carpet?
Bald and one ball.
I
Damn.
know. Fucking God hates you, dude. It's because you
de-balled.
worship the sun.
I don't worship anything.
Yes, you do.
Worship is a conscious activity, and
You were obviously unconscious. We got it.
Yeah. Well, is there anybody else down there? You need to let
Hey,
Jason
Eric,
talk
we
to.
appreciate you coming on, man.
I don't, but
once you
Bill-
figure out,
Bill
once
does-
you figure out that
you do
simple
appreciate
geometry,
it.
you can get back to
Bill
us.
does
we
because
got
he
weird-
wants us to be successful. I don't appreciate you in the slightest.
Well,
Thanks, Ted.
Shout out to Eric
I always
Facepalm.
appreciate your lies on Twitter. I can post a
What's
diagram
Twitter?
to if you prefer.
yeah,
know,
you could go ahead and post the simple geometry diagram.
Yeah, can you
later.
post that since it's simple? Since I'm retarded and it's simple, you could be able to explain it in one.
Hey, you said it.
Explain it in a meme.
Yeah. Send
All
it.
right.
Send your simple geometry,
send it.
trigonometry, because they're the same thing. That's why there's two different names for them, because they're the
Well,
same
it
thing.
won't matter if local doesn't mean anything. If a moon that's 100,000 kilometers away or farther
Okay, I
isn't
will
local,
say if
then local is meaningless, and so I can't prove that something's local if local isn't meaningful.
if I lived
The
in
word local has to have a meaning in
Okay,
order for me
I
to
will give you a
demonstrate that it is
meaning.
not local.
I will give you a meaning in a very nice
Okay,
way. If
I
I lived
appreciate
in
that.
Manhattan, the corner that your mom sells herself on in Brooklyn, that's local.
Hey, my mom lives in Wales.
Like Job? No, I'm just kidding. Let's
Jonah.
move
Jonah,
on. Oh,
Jonah.
sorry, I fucked up. Whatever. I'm having too much fun.
You guys don't realize I don't even like my
Jason's
mother.
gonna rip me.
Hey, you know what? You're a good
You're a
sport,
good
Eric.
sport, honestly. We're just fucking with you.
Thank you. I try and have a sense of humor about this stuff. You have to. I mean,
Yes, you do. Because just the fact that we're still debating it means you have to have a sense of humor about it.
Absolutely.
You guys don't know the half of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
we do.
All right.
All right, man.
Hey,
Thanks for
real
coming
quick,
by.
Have a good one.
stopping by, bud.
I gotta say, y'all, that's actually really cool right there. Y'all, like how he's like, even though y'all riffing and all like that y'all can still be cool at the end, like that.
Oh, for sure.
There's not a lot of people that come around in these, type of discussions that can still be cool at the end. Like Sacred could talk about that for days, but I just want to say that's cool of him. Props to him for still being able to be amicable after all that.
Thanks, Jay Space.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Props where
We
props are
appreciate
due.
you too.
Yeah, we're gonna drop you out and then pull Proud back up and say our goodbyes and all that stuff because we're definitely at 3 hours
3
now.
hours
So
and 5
Roger
minutes.
that.
see you back out in the fog of war, my man.
Cheers.
So y'all been at it for like 3 hours tonight?
And 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, I guess did Proud drop out? Proud dropped out. All right,
Dude,
so
man, I was just gonna say yesterday I was on Spaces for almost 24 hours, man.
I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't.
I know, man.
Bro, I was on that 24th hour, dude. We got wild.
Yeah,
We got
Peter.
wild.
Well, yeah, once
tell
you
him
start
about it, Peter.
hallucinating and shit, it's gonna get wild.
Seattle, the fucking house. You gotta let Seattle tell them you want to really fucking laugh.
Yeah, Seattle and Peter, like we got goofy, dude. Like seriously, it got retarded, man. No offense to anyone's actually retarded. I don't want to compare you to me.
He just left. You're good.
Bro, I grew up with the retards,
Yeah,
dude. They're
Peter
phenomenal.
already left.
It has something to do with Tartaria, I think. Redoing it.
Tartaria?
Yeah, dude, Tartaria was fuck, man.
Oh,
My
by the way,
lineage
speaking of
comes-
Tartaria, y'all missed out some really like huge
'Cause I got
things
those
with
memories
Keith.
in me,
Y'all,
bro.
y'all, hold up a second. Give me just a sec here. Y'all missed out some big stuff with Keith K. I don't know if y'all seen
Oh,
any
I
of his
caught
stuff
part
on
of it.
that.
I caught part of it. I missed some of
Man,
it,
like
too.
seriously, we went down all the way to like it being down to Genghis Khan being a part of Noah's bloodline and how something to do with the bells, and it was like the Empire versus the good guys or whatever, and the good guys lost is what Keith is getting from all these books he's been reading.
Dude, the one thing that gets me on the bells is okay. So, in order to make bullets for World War II, they melted all the bells.
Mm-hmm.
And the
That's the
bells
claim, at least.
The bells were healing. They were all healing.
Yes.
So listen to the
bro,
band.
because I grew
Well,
up in some of them
y'all,
churches,
Jason's
bro.
got multiple personalities. That's what's happening right here.
Right, y'all give me just a moment here. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna move the phone over there so I can just chat with them for just a quick minute because
we'll be signing off in a few.
Yeah, y'all give me just a second. Hey guys, I just wanted to say I appreciate y'all just letting me hop on here for a minute. I just happened to see you're on. I didn't even realize y'all were, actually live and everything and doing all that. So I'm gonna shut up and get out of y'all's way, man. Just appreciate
Dude,
y'all.
no,
Love
thank you
Gratitude
for
and Care,
coming on, man. Yeah, we every once in a while we just try to get a little wild hair on our ass and throw that link up on Twitter and just to see what happens, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there to the point where we could just have 50 Globies lined up, hopefully.
That'd be nice.
Well, hey, I've been kind of experimenting with some Flat Earth Friday stuff. Not that I'm trying to step on Sacred's thing. He's got a good thing going. I'm not trying to fuck with that or be with him because I can't compete anyways. He's good at that shit. But it's more like a thing for people that are new to it, just to kind of come in and have questions get answered real quick. And if by some chance some douchebags come in, if anyone wants to come and dunk on them real quick and clip it and use it to promote their shit, that's kind of what I'm trying to do with it for the Flat Earth Friday morning stuff.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No,
all right.
good.
Yeah.
Send us the shit.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't want to keep y'all long because I'll talk y'all to death. That's what I do. So I appreciate y'all, man.
Jay, man, appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thanks for coming, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
tell
Yes,
everybody
sir.
so what's up.
I will. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, man.
Later, dude.
Well,
Did he convince you of the globe? Oh no, he's gone.
Oh no.
He's like,
I think
can't
yeah.
answer.
No, I think he did jarble up on that one. So that's all right. We'll catch him on the next time.
Whatever, man.
Well,
We're at 3 hours. Death, fade it
yeah,
out.
dude. It's
Yeah.
been,
This was
what a
another
night,
fun
Death.
one. I'm surprised no Globey showed up.
Yo, Death pulled out the sickle though. That was awesome.
That was a
I
fun
loved it.
podcast.
Yeah, the only parts you're gonna have to delete is where people show their faces.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. We'll talk to you guys soon. It'll be awesome. Oh,
sir.
anybody who listened to the end, if you didn't hear it before, Wednesday night, globble globble. We'll be there.
The space
8
is
o'clock.
on the
Space.
tweet,
I'm a
tweet.
host right now, actually announcing it when we hang up. Do it.
Yes.
We're putting out an episode. See y'all later.
Later.